when I do this, I don't know what. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Bookish Knitter. This is going to be a live chat sprints for the next few hours or so. I have some guests with me. Would you guys like to introduce yourselves and share your channels? And I'll make sure to leave everything linked below as well.
Awesome. I am Tiffany from the Beach Bum Bookworm. I talk about cozy mysteries. I talk about romance as well, but I've been kind of on a romance hiatus right now. And I'm happy to be here. Thank you. I'm getting over not feeling well, so I'm way more mellow than what you may see normally.
I'm Mr. Francie from BookTube channel Mr. Francie Reads. I basically do read, that is, everything except for Westerns, but I'm considering giving them another go. Yeah, just cover the usual stuff, basically, TBRs, raps, vlogs, all that type of stuff. Really happy to be here, though.
Excellent, excellent. So when you say Westerns, like what do you mean by Westerns that you won't read? I'm just curious.
Okay, so here's the honesty for you. As someone who loves fantasy, the idea of an action-packed scene involving a weapon as mortal as a gun just doesn't thrill me. As far as if it were a romance, I might like it, but yeah, the idea of the guy saying draw just doesn't appeal to me.
Okay, because I'm like, cowboy romances are my heart and soul.
I love cowboy romances too.
I'm thinking maybe I should read a cowboy romance.
Maisie Yates. If you're in all honesty, Maisie Yates is the queen of cowboy romances.
Okay.
Check her out if you get a chance. So welcome everybody. Lots of people in the comments. Elizabeth from Lizzie Faye Loves Books is supposed to be joining us. Storm, we're hoping, may make it as well. Hello, Nancy.
Hi.
Hello, hello. The usual crew. I love it. Bringing the Diva Spice. Domestic Diva Mystery number 13. So we are kind of going to be talking about Amish in April a little bit. I know not everybody may have participated, but that's okay. We're just going to have a little discussion. But mostly just general chatting shenanigans around here. Hello.
Hi, Jane.
Hi, Sarah. Bait and Witch by Angela M. Sanders. Number 1 Witch Way Librarian. I've heard of that series.
That sounds fun.
Hello, Alicia.
Alicia.
Everyone good to see you, Tiffany. Yes, we missed you last night on the live show. It wasn't the same.
I'm feeling much better, but I think I'm very dehydrated because I just couldn't keep much down. And so although I'm not getting sick anymore, I'm just trying to fully recover. So
that's the worst part.
I'm so glad that I felt well enough to come because I was really excited about it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, there's Elizabeth.
Yay.
Hello, Elizabeth. Welcome.
Just call me Eliza Late.
Okay. I was late getting started, so don't worry about it.
How's it going? Hey, everybody.
Good.
I just, part of the reason I was late is because seconds ago I finished another book. So I was trying to finish it. It was on audio. I had it on 2.9 speed.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my Lord.
I think I would hear chipmunks.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I had my headphones in, but my phone's plugged in the living room, so I didn't want to like disrupt the charging. So I just turned it up really fast so I could finish it.
Yep. I have one more. I'm hoping by the end of tonight's sprints that I finish the 4th in the Bromance Book Club, and then that's it for the month.
That's it for the month. I have this one I'm still reading in print, so I'm going to read this during sprints. But once we're done, I'm going to listen to one more audiobook because I have 2 more Amish books checked out, one on Hoopla and one on Overdrive. So I want to at least try to get. Well, I'll either spend the rest of the night reading that, or I'll try to finish this one. Since I haven't started either of the others, I may just go ahead and listen to both of those tomorrow.
Yeah,
because they're already checked out, and I don't want to like waste the borrow.
Exactly. Yeah. No, for sure. Hello, everyone in the chat. Just going through the
Hi,
chat.
everybody.
Who's here?
There's Leanne
Um,
and everyone. I see Anita.
yeah,
Well,
is
thank
that a Canadian show? Oh God, what was it called? There was a show, and at the end of it, she held up like this thing, and she's, and I see Sarah, and I see Tiffany, and it was like a real little, like a preschool kid show. I think it was Canadian. I can't remember the name of it now. Everybody's talking. So, what is everybody else going to be reading today during the sprints? Tiffany, are you going to be reading anything, or what are you reading?
I do not know because I have been nonstop sleeping the past couple days, so
Sure.
I don't know if I'm going to. I was in the middle of building our Amish dream, but I wasn't real like, so I'm thinking that I might just go ahead and pick something else, but I don't have anything going right now. Oh, you know what I do?
Who's that by?
Building Your Amish Dream with Joanne Brown.
Joanne Brown. Okay, is that the one you read, Sarah? That takes place in
PEI.
PEI, right.
Rhode Island. Yeah.
I do have one going. I'm reading Rocky Road to Ruin, but I think I'm going to start it over. I was only about an hour in, and so I'll just probably start it over because I don't know if I know what's going on.
Fair enough. Fair enough. What about you, Mr. Francie? What are you reading?
I'm going to finish Peter Pan.
Oh, nice.
I love that cover.
That is a gorgeous
thank
edition.
you.
Yeah.
Mina Lima. Yeah, they're fantastic.
That's really nice.
Nice.
Really nice. Let's see what everybody else. I'm going to be reading the third, Marriage Can Be Mischief. That's the Amish
matchmaking
series, right? Yes, yes, yes. I got to get to that one next. I want to finish The Candy Shop first. Jumping between two books today, The Night She Disappeared by April Henry, and that big red book. I looked it up last night because you mentioned it. She mentioned it last night, and it looks like Clifford the Big Red Dog. It's like a longer Clifford book. That's what it looks like, a giant red dog. With Michelle, I really like this series. Oops. I should have brought my mouse in here with me. I'll have to get that later. Mocha She Wrote by Ellie Alexander. Okay, that's a great title.
Love it.
Oh, Mr. Francie, you should read Lonesome Dove.
Yes, it's so good. I agree, Tammy. It's fantastic. It's a Western. Even if you think you don't like Westerns, it's epic. I mean, it's so good.
It's like, yeah, it's epic.
It is. Completely.
Thank you. I've written it down.
It's a big one. It's a doorstop. So you could like read it for March of the Mammoths or something. But
yeah.
It's really good. It's a good audio book too.
Oh, okay.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I have it on Audible.
I'm continuing with Mocha, Murder by Mocha tonight. Hope to finish. Well, you'll finish, Jane.
We got this, Jane.
Right? That and 3 other books.
Right?
Our speed reader. I'm not sure I wanted to continue with it, but I might give it a second go.
You threw it? Wait, I'm sorry. I'm getting to Cajun's last comment.
Cowboy romances. Yes, I am big on the cowboy romances. Hey, Erin.
I like them too. Hi, Erin.
Welcome, welcome. Tiffany, I drink homemade ginger tea when I'm sick. You got ginger?
I am drinking lemon ginger tea right now.
Ooh, the lemon will be good. Yeah, yeah. I'm reading Dead Wrong and Amish B&B by Vanetta Chapman. Oh, is that another? Did she write, like, she's written a lot of series.
Yeah.
You know, Sarah, when we were talking last Saturday, I realized it was Tiffany in her video who talked about all the Vanetta Chapman series. It wasn't you.
Okay, yeah.
So, in fact, I didn't end up finishing. I'm reading one that Tiffany didn't even talk about, and she talked about like 3 or 4 different ones. But this is the Shipshawana series, and I had read the first one before, and I could have finished the second and third one for Amish in April, but I had no memory of this at all. So I listened to this again, and I loved it. I didn't even remember who the bad guy was or anything. It was like listening to it again for the first time. I mean, little bits came back to me, but it was very good. And then I finished book 2, A Perfect Square, yesterday. The funny thing is, okay, so this is an interesting observation. I think this is interesting. Let me get the right ones. So this one is like well, no, this is like an English book with Amish characters. Like it's just a book, a regular fiction book with Amish characters. And then book 2 is like an Amish book with English characters.
Interesting.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they had totally different feels. So, and both of them were from perspective, like they had 2 perspectives, the Amish and the Englisher. But for some reason, it was just, I don't know, book 2 just felt like it was more from the Amish perspective with English characters. So
for sure.
I just read the first 2. For the discussion tonight, because I hadn't read the Amish Village number 1, and I wanted to read number 2 because that's what you were reading, and so I read both of them, and I loved the first one, but I didn't love the second one. But I'm really
the Murder She Brewed.
Murder Simply Brewed and Murder Tightly Knit.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't read those at all.
But I really want to try the Amish B&B because I love B&B.
Yes.
Have you tried it, Sarah? Have you read any of those?
I haven't read that one yet. No.
Maybe we could do that for like a group read next year or something.
Yeah, I think that would be. We should put our heads together for like a group read between the 2 of us. That'll be good.
Yeah.
Nadine is reading Live and Let Chai by Brie Baker, which is one of my favorites. I'm hoping to get to book 7 next month. Didn't get to an Amish book. That's okay. Hi, Lisa. Michelle, I ended up participating. I think I read A Salted Caramel. Yes. And she says, I love it, Mr. Francie. And now I'm reading Lethal Liquid. I'm totally obsessed. Yay! We love a convert.
It's one of my favorite cozy mystery series.
I am reading A Killer Ending and Sydney's Boxer. That's from Hearts and Whodunits. I'm so glad I was able to make it this time. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you. Hello. Oh, everybody's saying hi to Elizabeth. Let's see here. Hi, everybody. Hope you're feeling better, Tiffany. Yes. Let me see here. I love the Which Way Librarian series. Currently have a book hangover thanks to Christine Feehan. I've heard that about her books. Yeah.
That's funny.
I read some cowboy romances at Christmas time this year for the first time. They were very sweet. Yes. Cowboy romances can either be very sweet or a little spicy.
Yes.
Maisie Yates is definitely on the spicy side of the cowboy romances.
And there are quite a few set at Christmas. Like Jodie Thomas does a lot of Christmas ones. Lori Wilde does some Christmassy Texas ones.
Yes. It's a huge thing.
Cowboys and Christmas. It just goes together.
It's checking all my boxes for me.
Right.
I'm actually reading Morning Glory. Oh, by Laverle Spencer. Oh, nice. Okay. Very good.
My mom read her.
Oh, yeah, I've got some of hers. Hi, everyone. I'm still having fun with Pride, Prejudice, and Poison, which I started last night. Love the writing. Finding it odd to be reading a cozy with multiple POVs. Yeah, that's not a normal for a cozy.
No.
So wait, Kev, is that an Amish book? Because I thought you only read Amish books. Is that one? Kev, I just want to stop here for just a second.
You're fine.
Y'all just acknowledge Kev because she came on my live stream Tuesday before last. And how many Amish books did you say you've read over the last 3 or 4 years? Maybe, I don't know. something like 600 and something Amish books.
Oh my.
So can we just stop right now and give Kev a hand?
Nicely done.
That is amazing.
Awesome.
And then I have to apologize because I scared her off because I was like, "Oh, can you come on my live stream next week and let's talk about him?" And then she goes to me, "No, I'm just kidding." She was like, she told me later, she's like, "Oh, I forgot it was Tuesday," but you know, she's like, "I'd rather just, you know, not come on live, just, you know, stay in the background." But Kev, I have to acknowledge that. I mean, that's a feat in and of itself.
That is
to
incredible.
read that many.
Wow.
Yeah, and even if it was only like 300 and something, that's still a lot. It was a big number to read like one subgenre.
Wow.
I'm like pretty sure she's read every one that's ever been published.
I know, right? Of course, I mean, there are more and more coming out every day. My list gets longer and longer. It's ever growing.
Absolutely. Hello, Amy. Comic Sans Murder. Susan is starting that one.
Awesome. When do we need to have that read by, Tiffany?
It's May. Let me look at the dates. I've been so out of the loop.
Hey, sweetie.
And since we missed a month, can we just chat about all of them?
Yeah. 5/21.
20. Okay, so we got some time.
If you need me, this is wrong.
Hey, Jillian.
All right, you enjoy, dear. Oh, I got blown a kiss.
Oh.
Oh, shut up, Garrett. Goodbye. Romper Room. Thank you. Yes, it was Romper Room. You are funny because I was trying to remember.
I've heard of it, but I've never seen it.
Yeah, the show was Romper Room. Thank you, guys. See, I know, and I say it in all my videos. You guys are all screaming at me. They never called my name. I guess I was lucky having a you know, more common name. We had it in Louisiana. Really? Okay, so it wasn't Canadian. Clearly, Romper Room had it in the States too. Okay. It just seemed quintessentially Canadian for some reason. I don't know why.
So what, they would call names of people in the audience, or what?
No, at the end she would pick up this magic mirror and she'd look through and she'd say, "I'd see Kevin and I see Michael," and I, you know, like, and you'd watch it every day. Like, is she gonna say my name? Good evening, or should I say good morning, as it's past midnight here. Oh my gosh. Living Dead in Texas by Stephen Graham Jones. That's what Alicia is reading.
Oh, wow.
Is that for one of Nicole's you know, live book clubs there, Alicia? Evening. I'm reading A Foster Mother's Promise by Ruth Logan Hearn. That is definitely, that has to be a love inspired.
I've heard good things about her.
She's a good author, really good author. 42 pages left of Whispering Pines Infestation. That does not sound like a love inspired.
Ooh. Cheryl, I have to know who the author of that is, because that intrigues me. I don't read a lot of books like that, but that's really the only genre of horror movie that I like to watch, is like if an island or a resort gets taken over by some kind of mutated, multiplied insect or something. I love those kind of movies.
Yeah, no thank you. Mel read 3 books for Amish in April, all by Amanda Flower. Good choice. Yay. Lemon Drop Dead, Marriage Can Be Mischief, and Murder Simply Stitched. She did an Amish quilt shop series as well. My God.
Yeah, but it's under the name Isabella Allen.
Yeah. Okay. I'm finishing up Old Lady on the Trail by Mary Davidson. That sounds interesting. Is that a historical of some kind? Tiffany, I've been curious about The Rocky Road to Ruin. I just love the cover. Well, yeah, you're restarting it, right? So
yeah, what I read, I really enjoyed. I just know that I don't know really what's going on.
That's fair. Hoping to finish up Brave, The Wild Wind by Joanna Lindsay. Yes. Excellent. Historical romance. Gotta love it. Peach, I liked Rocky Road to Ruin. I'm looking forward to Mint Chocolate Murder. Oh, I have that one from NetGalley. The mint chocolate one.
Yay.
Any cozy mystery, I'm like, yes, please.
Exactly.
Going to read Mistaken by Joe Lee. Only about 100 pages to go. I'm guessing it's a Blaze novel. or a temptation novel from Harlequin. It's one of them, it sounds like.
Oh.
Lonesome Dove is the only book I ever threw. Something happened to a favorite character of mine, and I was really upset.
I'm trying to think what that would be. It's been a while since I read it. But I love the series. Now, let me just say to anybody out there thinking about reading it, there's so many things about it that are not politically correct in this day and age, like their treatment of women and things like that. But you have to put it in its time frame, and the characters, you know, it's just it's epic.
Yeah. I'm gonna make progress with Jade Legacy by Fonda Lee.
Nice.
Nicely.
And good to know, Melmac. Elizabeth, it was Gus.
Gus from
Lonesome Dove, I'm assuming.
Okay. Yeah, Gus is fun.
Big Red is a classic published in 1945, very much along the lines of Where the Red Fern Grows, etc. Okay, so I would not have read that. No. I don't like books with animals where they could potentially get hurt.
Oh, yeah. I agree.
Yeah, no. I love books with animals, but if there's a potential that something happens to them, finishing a modern classic, Return to Thrush Green by Miss Red.
Miss Reed.
Miss Reed? Is that how you pronounce it?
I have like almost all of her books. I love them so much.
Nice.
They're so
Reading
idyllic.
Dear Mrs. Bird. Is that for Krista's book club? The Dear Miss Bird? Because I think Rainey's reading it as well.
Kim. Oh, hey, Kim. I wondered, I haven't seen you on BookTube in a while. Are you not doing videos anymore? It's good to see you.
Jane, I think the Lonesome Dove TV series was filmed in Canada. Everything good was filmed in Canada here, Jane.
Well, okay, somebody earlier mentioned Where the Red Fern Grows. That was actually filmed on in Oklahoma on some of the land that my sister's husband's family used to own. So it's some like their old family farm or something.
Oh wow!
In the Ozarks, yeah. So
our local claim to fame in our town is one of the older X-Men movies. There's a scene where Wolverine gets into a fight in a bar. It's literally, I can see it from where I live, that the hotel that was used for that scene. Because I remember when they were filming it, we were all like,
can I be an extra?
Yeah, exactly. Can I do a walk? Let's see. I actually read the first Amish matchmaker book a couple weeks ago. It was so good. I loved how the heroine was older. Great way to continue my venture into Amish fiction. Excellent.
Yes. I'm so excited.
Yeah. Yes. I got my mom reading the Amish candy shop books, and she's reading the first one. And she says to me this morning, I met the pig. Okay. Jethro.
You know,
I love it.
She was talking to me at Malice, and she's like, half the time I meet people and they just ask me about the pig. She's like, it's fiction, right? Like, I write it. They always ask me about the pig. And I was like, well, I got to tell you, we saw your little stuffed pig that I said a lot of people came to the series. So she gave away the stuffed pig of Jethro for a pre-order for book number 3 when it first came out. And I think a lot of people came to the series after that. So everybody saw it because Melmac had seen it in the auction for Ukraine. Amanda Flower did some books, and then she also did the plush of Jethro. And she's like, I think I might have to make more of them because dang that pig. And I was like,
yeah,
she should just sell them. I mean,
that's what she was saying. She's like,
so great.
A lot of times people always ask me how the pig's doing. She's like, I mean, I write it, so I'm guessing he's doing okay today.
So, okay, can we just take a minute to talk about the Matchmaker series? Please. About who all has read? Have you guys read any?
I haven't read them. I've read them all.
Mr. Francie, have you read them yet?
I read book 1 last week.
Okay. So let's take a minute just to talk about the awesome balance between Millie and Lois.
Yes.
How great are they? Lois
fantastic
is perfection, and Millie is perfection. I mean, I don't know what in real life what the chances are that they would be friends, but I mean they've grown up together, so that's I think a good way of explaining that they've been friends since they were kids. But Lois
Yeah.
is just, oh my goodness,
Yeah.
the stuff that she says, I just love. Like, she'll talk about how all the time it takes to look like this, and then Millie's like, yeah, kind of like you can tell she's giving her the side eye, like, and I mean, it's just such a great balance. And there was a name, like she calls her Amish Marple.
Yeah.
And then I think in the second or third book, she gave her another nickname just once, and I wish that would stick. And I need to go back and see what it was. It was near the beginning, I think, of book 3. It was something about a bonnet or something, I think. But at that point, Millie was getting used to being called Amish Marple. Is kind of growing on her. But they're just such a good pair. Great.
I think, and I've said this before. One of the things I really love about the Amish Matchmaker series is it obviously overlaps with the Amish candy shop, in that you see the characters because it takes place in the same town. And I love that you see the characters in a different dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
And I always think of Ruth, because in the Amish candy shop, Ruth is very revered. People are almost afraid of her. And in the Amish Matchmaker, Lois and Millie grew up with her. So they're like, Ruth, stop it. Like,
yeah.
They're just like, they don't have that same, like, revere of her. They just put her in her place, and you see the Ruth, like, but in the
because for them, they're peers.
Yeah, because they're peers, exactly. But I really like seeing that, like, it's the same people, but you see such different dynamics to their relationships. So I really, really liked the overlap.
Well, and Margot, isn't Margot the town person that always organizes the things?
Yeah.
So they don't just jump and snap to with Margot either. They sort of take her with a grain of salt. So that's very true. It's very good how it's balanced. I like it a lot.
I gotta get to that series.
Yeah. Definitely a good one. But you're just now reading the Candy Shop, right?
I'm on the Candy Shop. Yeah.
So just enjoy the Candy Shop, love the Candy Shop, and then when you get to the end, you'll know that there's more. There's more goodness to come. So
what I love, because I
just savor them. Yeah.
I finished book 3, and then I decided to go ahead and like 3.5 because Hoopla had it on audio, and I thought, oh, it's like 2 hours long, might as well. And I love, because it's the second, I jumped ahead and read one of the later novellas, but I love how the novellas have nothing to do with murder. That they're just like, you know what I mean? It's such a refreshing change from the series. But I've come to the realization that, I realized reading the second one, why I don't read series back to back to back, because what's her name? Juliet, Jethro's mother.
Oh yeah, the owner. Yeah,
I can't stand that woman. I can't stand her. I'm like, shut up, pig. Like, she was like, she does get annoying with the pig. Like, isn't anyone worried about Jethro?
Right? No.
Quiet.
Well, in one of the Matchmaker books, they make an appearance at the apple orchard, and Jethro eats one of the apples that's on display, and she's like, "Oh, he's never done anything like that before." And here's Millie up here going, "I can't believe that's true."
Yeah.
The thing that I thought you were going to say, Sarah, about Juliet was her, like, constant, like, she's like, oh, so she's like planning their wedding and literally like have
my
dates.
daughter-in-law,
and they're not even engaged, and she's like got a date like set. She's like, and she's like her friend, and I'm like, I think she's hilarious. I actually love her, but that's only because she's not real, and she's not in my life.
Fair.
Like,
Yeah, that's fair.
But yeah, I can see she could grate on your nerves.
Oh, she's totally
take it in large doses. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, and you mentioned the novellas. I think those are also really good because it's from a different perspective. They're from Bailey's assistant, who's the Amish girl.
Yes.
And so that's just a nice little, little different twist
it's a twist. Yeah. And I really thought it was, because the one that I read, they go to New York City because Bailey's in the show, like she's doing a show for Gourmet, and they take the pig to the park, and the pig takes off in the park.
Yes.
And Charlotte's just so overwhelmed with New York City, like an Amish person in New York. I'm just thinking, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
I would be overwhelmed.
Right? Exactly.
Yeah. Elizabeth, during a recent chat, some of us were talking about Amanda Flower's Appleseed Creek series, and I said that I was pretty sure you were reading it. If you are, what do you think about it?
I love it. I really do. This is book 2, and I am not quite half done. I'm going to work on it more tonight. This has a different feel. It doesn't feel as cozy. It doesn't have the humor that the Candy Shop does. Although it's funny, because I was looking at some of the reviews of like the first ones of different people, and they were talking about how they thought the first book was funny. I didn't get that. This I'm trying to think how I would distinguish it. I don't know. It's about a woman who is an Englisher, and she has taken a job at a college in Ohio as the head of the computer department. And it's a small college, in an Amish, predominantly Amish town. So the computer department is not that big. She's got like a staff of 2. And so right off the bat, she meets a young Amish girl who kind of bums a ride off of her, and then just sort of insinuates herself into her life because she wants to not be Amish. So, and her name is Becky. So Becky becomes the roommate of Chloe. Chloe's the main character. And then Becky has a pretty good looking brother who also used to be Amish. And so now him and Chloe are sort of unofficially courting. But he's not Amish anymore. He has become Mennonite. But they still visit their Amish family. But now in this book 2, they have a new bishop, because the first book, the bishop dies. And so that's kind of where the investigation comes in. And now this new bishop, in order to kind of make his mark, he's become a lot more strict. So he's trying to make the family of Becky and Timothy shun them. But they never took any vows or anything. So by the law, they're ordinance. They don't need to be shunned because they didn't vow anything. So I don't know, but I really like it. Here's the interesting thing about this. The crimes that are happening, if you just mention them, it almost kind of sounds funny, but it's not. It's pretty serious. The first 3 things to have happened are that these young Amish girls, because they don't cut their hair, somebody has like thrown a sack over their head and cut their hair and left. So they're just like, they're just heartbroken, and it's a big thing. So you think oh my gosh, this is going to be hilarious. Someone's coming and cutting their hair off. It's really not. It's not funny at all. And then now 2 men have had their beards cut, and one of them was stabbed in the back with the scissors. So it's pretty dark in that respect. But very good, very good.
Those are definitely on my list to try.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Thank you for bringing it up, Mel Mac, because we were discussing it in our Discord sprint. And Elizabeth, thank you for giving us the information. I was looking up Amanda Flower, all her series, because I would love to complete every one of them, because I love Candy Shop. And I discovered that one you were just talking about, and I thought, I haven't heard this one being talked about. So I'm so glad that you've spoken about it.
I think this is one of her early series, and 2013 is when this one was published. So, they're not at the top of the list because they're backlist. And I don't even know if they're on audio. I'm having to just read them in print. But I like them a lot. They do have a different feel than her current books.
Yeah.
Thank you.
She's starting a new series.
Really?
It's coming out in September, I think. I think it's a little less a cozy middle. It's a historical fiction. I think it's like cozy in the sense of like it's not like hardcore, but I don't think it's a traditional cozy mystery. The main character is Emily Dickinson.
Oh.
And the cover's beautiful. I don't know too much about, I'm not a big historical fiction fan. So, but like I said, the cover is beautiful. And a lot of people were saying that they had like proofread it and that it's really, really good, which, I mean, she's a great writer, so I wouldn't be surprised, but yeah, so she's going to be coming back to the channel right around that time because Amish,
great.
Whatever number for the Amish candy shop is Peanut Butter Panic comes out in August, and then the other one comes out in September. So I think she's going to come back right around that time. But
we'll have to take a little pause and call it Amish in August so we can celebrate the release of that book and read it.
Yeah, I'm so excited about it. I'm so excited.
That'll be
Peanut Butter
awesome.
Panic.
Awesome.
Nice.
So Cajun, at Cajun, yes, I was a little worried. I think I'll need tissues. He's a beautiful Irish setter.
Aww.
Yeah, dog and cat books. Yep, I can't do anything involving bad, sad things with animals. A romance that I read, one of my favorites, The Best Man. There's a scene in it where, spoiler alert, where her dog dies, and I just lost it. I'm like, I was not expecting this. I read 5 books for Amish in April. 2 by Laura Bradford, 2 by Isabel Allen, and 1 by Linda. How do you say her last name, Elizabeth?
Castillo.
Thank you. I always say it wrong.
I did not get to it. I have the second one here, but oh no, that's not
I'm still saying I can't see you reading it, Elizabeth. I can't. It's just too
gritty. I know. I didn't have time. I've got it here. I'll try to get to it one of these days.
Such a good series. Oh my God, it's a good series.
I'm so excited that you read some of the Laura Bradford. I love that series.
Yeah. Which ones did you read? I got a couple of them in April. I bought 2 of them. By Laura Bradford.
She's a great author.
Yes, I've got to get to those. Maybe by next year.
Cozies, yay.
Death of a Red Hot Rancher. I don't know whether that's a romance or a cozy. I can't tell.
You miss cozies like you're not reading them anymore? Come back, Hannah.
Yes, come back to the dark side. We have Amish candy shops. Some cozies are a bit spicy too, right, Tiffany?
They can be.
They definitely, yes, Melmac. If you're referring to that, yes, that series, yes.
Lavril Spencer is great. Might reread something by her next month.
Nice, Lisa.
Wow, Cav, yep. Hello, welcome. Cav is like cozy, but with Amish books. Yeah, that's amazing. There was a bunch of shows filmed in Canada that were syndicated to the US later. X-Files is the biggest one that I can think of. Totally filmed in Vancouver. I found that out from Defunct Land. Alicia, surprisingly, it's no buy one from my favorite horror authors. It's kind of strange because it's not a horror book. It's more like a memoir. Oh, that's weird, Alicia.
Wait. Oh, okay. Now I'm freaked out.
Right? Right?
I was counting up to see how many Amish books I read. I think I've read 9 Amish books this month. 2 of them were before the readathon.
Oh my Lord, Cav. I've only read 300 plus Amish, but to put that in perspective, I read over 1,000 romantic suspense and 800-ish contemporary romance, historical romance too.
Wow.
That's a 10-year tally. That is amazing.
Wow. Incredible.
That is amazing.
Yeah, that is.
That's incredible.
Okay, so I want to ask Cav. Cav, this is one of the ones I read this month. It's from 2012. Have you ever read this one by Kit Wilkinson? I thought it was really good. I loved it. I wish that there were more by her.
From the Amish ones, yeah. Whispering Pines is MG written by Heidi Lang.
Oh, it's middle grade.
Bartowski. This is book 2.
Bartkowski. Oh, okay. Bartkowski.
I'm Polish. You think I should be able to pronounce that?
I am looking that up right now.
You know who loves it? Stormy from Storm Reads. She loves those books.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I read Rocky Road to Ruin. I'm reading the next book as an arc.
Yay.
Ooh.
Mary finished the Triple Crown of hiking trails, Pacific Crest, Appalachian, and Continental Divide at 76 years old. Wow.
Oh, I wondered if that was a hiking book. That's what it sounded like.
Incredible. That is
Awesome.
really, really
Seriously.
cool.
Wow.
That's
Seriously.
really cool.
Hello, everyone. Reading Tea with Milk and Murder, Oxford Tea Room Mystery Number 2. H.Y. Hannah is the author.
Nice.
Elizabeth, you might like The Trope by Nick Cutter.
Trope.
Very icky, involving worms that burrow through human skin. Ah!
Oh,
Yes,
right.
Jane, I won't read it though. Too gross for me.
Too
I
gross.
agree.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find, what did you say? I'm trying to go back and through the comments and read who the author was of Infestation. Something Kowski. No, I can't find it.
Kati.
All right. Somebody spell it for me while I type it in my Goodreads.
Kati, and then BARTKOWSKI.
Wait, Kati what?
BARTKOWSKI.
Thank you. Oh, Whispering Pines. Okay, there we go. I got it.
Yeah, I would not
Thank
like
you.
Marley and Me. No, I will not watch Marley and Me.
Oh,
Yeah,
but that one's
weird.
amazing. You
Yeah,
have
but there's a
that
death
one's
of a
worth
dog.
reading. Because really, I mean, that dog lived a good full life, and it's not like Old Yeller or the
Like, there's
Yearling or
something,
something.
yeah.
I mean, it's really good. I'll tell you a good cat book that no cats die in
No cats,
in
no
the book. Yeah, it's
No cats were harmed in the
nonfiction.
writing of this book.
In the writing of this book,
Yeah.
yeah.
Let me see if I
I
can
love this. How she can just
find
turn around and go, I'm going to grab a book.
Right?
This is it right here by Bob Tart. Kitty Cornered.
Oh,
This
I
is
love the cats,
really
too.
good. Yeah. How Franny and 5 other incorrigible cats seized control of our house and made it their home. It's
Oh.
nonfiction. It's really good.
Yeah.
And,
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
a
I'm
funny
living
thing,
that, though.
a while back, somebody hacked into my Twitter, which I've never used. But so Emily Sears messaged me. She's like, I think somebody hacked your Twitter. I got this weird message from you. So it had sent just this bizarre message to everybody that I follow on Twitter. And one of the people I follow on Twitter is Bob Tart. So he was one of the few people that wrote me a message. And I got in this big conversation with him, all because I had this weird message. But I was like, but while I have you, I love Kitty Corner. It was so great. He's got another one about geese or ducks or something. And
Oh,
I don't know.
love
He was
it.
just such a nice guy. And I was like, this is so cool.
That is awesome. Susan, I read 4 Amish books in April: Toxic Toffee, Botched Butterscotch, Marshmallow Malice, and Matchmaking Can Be Murder. It was like Amish with Amanda Flower. That's what I
I
feel
know.
like
Yeah.
yours was.
Love it.
Gotta love being Canadian, eh? You're gosh darn right, eh? Yes, for Chris, I've been sick. I hope you're feeling better, Kim.
Oh, yeah. Sorry to hear you've been sick. Good to have you here tonight.
Shows. Mac, I'm the same way. I can't read anything with animals. Yes,
but you can read this one. I will guarantee you this one is safe for animal lovers to read.
I will look it up.
Yeah.
Hope you're feeling better.
Speaking of animals, I need to go let the dogs outside. They're like hovering around me like, please let us go out. So give me a second. I'll be right back.
Mistaken by Joe Lee is an old Harlequin temptation. I knew it. I got a Harlequin bind up with 3 stories, and this is one of them. The Dutch line is called the Intimate in English. Ooh.
Oh, okay.
I love hearing what the different lines are called in different countries. I just think it's so interesting. Thanks, I'm recovering. Oh, that's good. I'm glad. Love the friendship between Millie and Lois.
Yeah, Lee, absolutely.
I'm reading the last one right now. I love the series. Lois is my favorite. There's only like 3 in that series, right?
3 right now, yeah.
Yeah. Love the dynamic.
Yeah, I feel like Lois is says the things that Millie can't because of, or won't, sometimes. Even though Millie sometimes is taken back by her, I still feel like.
Yes.
I've never read the Amish Candy Shop series, so I don't know the dynamic of the other characters, but I'm intrigued to try. didn't feel like I missed out by starting with the spin-off. Okay,
Okay.
that's a good observation.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so if you started with Matchmaker, you're fine. There's really no reason that you would have to read one before the other at all.
Yeah, there is on I don't know if it's on a bunch of different places, but we have a Discord called Killing Time with Cozies, and there's a schedule of her publications. So it shows you the order of where the candy shop was and then what number the first book came in for the Amish matchmaking. So you can read them in publication order. And most of the time, I think there's only one time where there could be, if you read Matchmaker first, a spoiler for Candy Shop. Nothing huge, but still, if there is that map that does show the publication order, so that if people want to read them that way, they can.
Okay.
One thing I highly recommend, if you want to try Candy Shop and the Quilt Shop, they have a lot of parallel similarities. So don't try to read them simultaneously. Like because I didn't know that. I didn't even know at the time that I read Assaulted Caramel and the first Quilt Shop book that they were written by the same person. And I read one right after the other, and I was like, I was totally getting them mixed up in my head. And I thought, okay, I have to just put one aside and read one. So I put aside the Candy Shop because the Quilt Shop was shorter. And I went ahead then the next year and I'd read all the Quilt Shop. And I loved them. The dog in the Quilt Shop is the best pet. Amanda Flower just does amazing animals.
Yes,
she really does.
It's a pug, isn't it? It's a pug. And he's scared of birds.
He's scared of birds. Right? Oh my goodness! He like faints. Yeah. Oh my goodness! He's just the cutest in the world. So adorable. And so I finished all those. Then I came back the next year and I picked up the Candy Shop and then read all of those. So don't try to read them simultaneously. I think someone wrote in that they did read one out of each series. And if you did, you'll see what I mean. They're just, at least the very first books, because they're both shops owned by grandparents that the owner, the granddaughter has come back to help help run the shop with their grandparents. And there's just a lot of parallels, and the communities. I was getting the policemen mixed up and everything. So
fair enough.
I recommend keeping them separate.
So for everyone who's also here for sprints, we're going to sprint at the top of the hour, just so everyone is aware. We're just having fun chatting right now.
Oh, I got to tell you one other funny thing that happened. So I was in the mood. Every once in a while, I get into this mood.
Storm.
What's up?
Oh, I said, hey, Storm.
Oh, okay. Hey. So I get in a mood sometimes when my house just gets so crazy that I have to just stop and read an organizing book. So I was looking on my shelves because I hoard books on decluttering, and I had these two books by the people who inspired The Fly Lady. And this is like an old version, Sidetrack Home Executives. So this was such a quick read. I read this, in the middle of everything, and I thought it was really fun. So just this afternoon, I picked this one up because this was another book that they have called Get Your Act Together, a 7-day get organized program for the overworked, overbooked, and overwhelmed. So I went through it and I started looking at the names of the chapters, and it's like, this is just so funny because chapter 3 is called Why You'll Never Meet a Disorganized Amish. I'm like, okay, that's kind of appropriate at this moment in time.
Oh, I love that. That's hilarious. So Storm says, hi, everyone. On our way home, did I hear someone doesn't like Juliet? So glad it's not just me. Okay, see, I'm not the weirdo. It's not that I don't like her. She's definitely a little much.
You need to take her in small doses.
Definitely with Tiffany on that one, in that, the fact that she's a fictional character, I'm fine with it. But if I met her in real life,
yeah, exactly.
Absolutely, Mr. Francie.
But I love that. But for those who don't know, just very quickly, sorry to interrupt, there is a backstory that Tiffany will be aware of, because she pulled out of Amanda Flower with her last interview with her, that Amanda Flower was with the guy she's with, and then everyone was asking her when she was going to get married, and they were constantly asking her, which is the inspiration for why Juliet is doing what she's doing in the
Okay.
series.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love
I
that.
love that.
It's like that old joke that I heard years ago. It's something like, all the old aunts will say to you at every wedding, when is it your turn? When are you getting married next? And the person's like, they stopped doing that at funerals when I said, when is it your turn? When are you next? I love Juliet. I would hate her in real life, though. Yeah. So now that you have me, now you all have me debating to either read the second Amish Matchmaker or start the Candy Shop series.
Either one.
Candy shop.
Candy shop.
Both of them are amazing. Both of them are amazing, really. I just want you to have both experiences.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and if Matchmaker is fresh on your mind, go ahead and read that. I'm kind of a finisher, so I might say go ahead and finish Matchmaker, and then come back
and 3 books.
Binge, the Candy Shop.
I'm so glad all these cozy mystery people.
I
So
know.
I'm
It's exciting.
like, they're invading my romance channel. What the heck? Oh no, I read a little bit of everything, and I was having that discussion with somebody else that like YouTube kind of wants you to stay in your lane for like you do this, or you primarily read YA or you primarily read cozies, and because I read a little bit of everything, it's kind of I like that's how I read. I'm not going to read because this is what people, you know what I mean? I want to read what makes me happy.
Good for you.
Yeah. I definitely read across the
over the map,
across the board. In fact, I don't know if y'all remember, at the beginning of March, I interviewed Jessica Thompson, and she had sent me her book last year in 2021, and I read it right at the end of March. But then there wasn't enough time to have her on for an interview or anything like that, and so she touched base with me a couple months later, and it was right after we had finished up middle grade May, and I will book a day in May. And I guess she follows me on Instagram. So all during May, I was doing Dr. Seuss books all during May. And so she messaged me. She's like, do you even read mysteries anymore? Like, yeah, but it was middle grade May and it was book a day in May. So, I took the month off.
Juliet makes me roll my eyes, but in real life, I'd be venting about her to someone. Yes, that's true.
Absolutely, Cajun.
In Juliet's mind, Bailey and Aiden are already married with 3 kids. Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. That's fair.
I don't like Juliet. Wish she'd back off Bailey and Aiden. Leave it to figure it out for themselves. I think that might be what it is for me. I don't know.
I'm thinking that eventually we're going to see like her new husband calm her down a little bit, but maybe not. I mean.
Oh, right.
Let's hope so. I also read Plainly Murder, Amish Quilt Shop Mystery 0.5, and I'm intrigued to keep going with that series. Oh, good. So there's a prequel novella. I'll have to check that one out. Good to know. Good to know. I like how Bailey and Aiden just pretty much ignore her. Yeah, that I do like that too.
Yeah.
Take her with a grain of salt.
That's right. Yes, Juliet reminds me of Miss Bennet in Pride and Prejudice. Just anxious mother who wants to see her son marry someone she wants. My biggest thing about cozies is all the love triangles. So not a fan. Yeah, yes. I'm done with that trope.
But I don't think Amanda Flower really doesn't do love triangles.
No. I'm not seeing them as much in newer cozies, but they were like a thing, like the Hannah Swenson series, for example.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's the series that shall not be named.
Yeah. or the Stephanie Plum series, the Janet Ivanovich. I don't think that's a cozy, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Some people consider that cozy. To me, it's a little too
raunchy to be cozy.
To be cozy, but
yeah. I took a break. I took a break from cozies and was in a reading slump, but I'm excited to start reading them again. Yay! Yeah, just not recently, but yeah, over the last few years is when I started getting into them, and I really like them.
Yeah.
Some don't even have love interests at all. Yeah.
No. There you go.
I find the cop love interest a little annoying now. You know what? I have to agree. It's like every single series, it's a cop or whatever. Can it be somebody else?
I think I did a video on like the tropes I love and then the tropes that I don't. And the tropes I don't, I don't remember the other one. I definitely, but it was the cop always being the love interest and the love triangles. And then I completely went off on like a 10-minute rant of Hannah Swinton, but but yes, I totally agree that the cop love interest, but I do like that newer cozies are finding interesting ways to not always be the case.
Yeah.
So I like that.
A really good one where it's the opposite of cop love interest is the Haunted Yarn Shop mystery. That a policeman, she calls him Claude. She calls it behind his back, but she's just like, and I don't even want to say he's not really a doofus, but she just has no use for him at all, but in kind of a funny way. Like she'll work with him, but she just like rolls her eyes at him, like he's such a clod. And it's a good dynamic. It's a lot of fun.
She was the Elizabeth. She was also at Malice, and she was the sweetest woman.
I would love to meet her. I'm actually Facebook friends with her, and I would love to interview her sometime. Did I hear you say you're going to, or did you already?
I'm going to. I haven't yet. I set something up with her at Malice. You should come on with me.
Oh, that'd be fun. I love that.
I'll email you about it. I would love that.
Great. Yes.
So, but and I have a couple of videos.
Tell us about. I've missed. I don't know. I'm so behind the times. But what was the event that you went to where you saw Amanda Flower? Like, I don't know if everybody knows what that was, or.
I went to Malice, which is a mystery book convention. It was in Maryland, which is where I got sick. I mean, it was so much. I had so much fun. Don't get me wrong. But there were so many authors there. It was such a wonderful time. It was so cool. It was just
awesome.
And I think I said before I left, it was so funny. I was like, I apologize now for any extreme fangirling that any cozy mystery author I presented. But the like, I think the best thing of the whole convention is I was checking in and somebody comes running up behind me and was like, "Oh my God." And it was Julianne Lindsay. And she was so excited to meet me. And I was like, "What? I'm so excited to meet you."
Oh my goodness.
The most
That's awesome.
I mean, I had so much fun the whole weekend, but just that she was just like, "Oh my God, it's so exciting." And I'm like,
so she was excited to meet you. That's so great.
Yeah.
Wow.
They were just the most sweetest, most welcoming, just all of them were just amazing. It was fantastic. A really cool
How did you even find out about it? That's so cool.
I had received an email about coming.
Nice. Oh, that's great.
So it's annual. And I think I'm gonna start doing, maybe not every year, but start doing that one. There's also, I'm not gonna I had signed up for BoucherCon last year because I received an email about that, but kind of talking to everybody, it feels like BoucherCon maybe isn't as cozy focused because Malice is pretty focused on cozy mysteries.
Okay.
And it was so much fun, and they had the banquet, and I got to go to the Agatha Christie Award ceremony. It was just the neatest.
Oh my goodness, that is fantastic!
Is it like invite only, or can you just like go? Like
you sign up and go.
Like sign up and go kind of a thing.
Yeah, no, there's fan attendees. You can totally sign up and go. I just never known about it unless I got
because I might be interested in doing it next year. Because Maryland for me would be about an 8 to 10 hour drive. I could do it.
So I don't want to say that
we could have a booktuber meetup too.
I would love that. We should do that. So because I'm not on my channel, my husband's probably never going to find this, so I can say it. I can totally meet you guys. I can totally meet you guys next year because now that he took, I think he feels like since I let him, although it was obviously, decision made together. My point is, I think that since he got to take a job out of state in his mind, like he can't say no to me. So no matter what I ask, like, sure.
It's the least I can do.
I wouldn't say that if I thought he would see it, and I'm totally kidding. But I mean, I do think that you guys, it's totally worth it. And it was just the most amazing thing, and that would be amazing.
Oh yeah, that would be
And
so like Maryland, like when you said you were going at first, I thought, okay, well, it's probably somewhere in Florida. So there's no way. But when you said Maryland, I'm like, oh shoot, I can get to Maryland.
You can do
Like,
Maryland.
I got
Yeah.
you know, I
so
can do Maryland.
the funniest thing was I flew into Hagerstown, Maryland. I don't know if you know where that's at, but
Okay.
very close to like DC. But do you guys remember the show Wings?
Yes.
Yes.
Like I'm pretty sure the Wings airport was bigger than this. Like their baggage claim
Airport with
was
two
like,
people, yeah.
yeah, their baggage claim was just like someone wheeling them out to you, you know. It was like one terminal. Somebody, you know, like it's not like you can get lost. There was literally one terminal. Like they didn't even have a PA system. It really was like I don't remember. Remember that old lady that just kind of it was kind of like that. She's like,
Yeah.
honey. I'm like, I mean, it was just the craziest thing. It was so sweet. I mean, like, it was nice because there was no, you know, I like small airports, but I'd never been in something that small. It was like almost like a hangar. It was just incredible.
Well, I go every year.
That's
Well, I
awesome.
haven't gone the last 2 years because of COVID, but the New York Sheep and Wool Festival in October.
Oh,
And
that's
I don't know if I'm gonna go this year. I just don't know if that's such a huge festival. There's so many people, and I'm still very, very nervous about large crowds, right? But plus the fact that I don't want to spend that money. But I think that the other thing too is like Malice is something my husband probably would get a kick out of as well. So it's like,
Oh, yeah,
you know,
that's
it's something that we could do. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
I
you can
wouldn't
do it
have to
together.
drive alone,
yeah.
right? So I might have to look into that for next year. We shall see.
Yeah.
Hi, honey, we're going to a book festival.
Yes, yes, totally do it.
He's gonna go great.
Well, didn't he already say you could bring a U-Haul to Texas to go to
Yeah,
that
right,
big bookstore?
exactly. Yeah. Yeah. We'll be driving to Maryland and I'll be like, oh, by the way, we're making
Let's
a
head to Texas while we're out.
to Texas. All right, so let's do a 20-minute sprint
Yes.
just to kind of get it started off. So let me play with banners over here because that's fun.
Thanks for putting that comment up from Cav. I see it now. So
No
thanks for
problem.
responding, Cav.
20 after. So add that banner, do that. All right, guys, we'll talk in a few minutes.
Okay.
All right. Happy reading.
Happy reading.
Hello, everyone. Try not to scare anybody. How did we all do during our reading sprints?
Good. I got about 6% in. I started it over. I did remember most of what I started, but I'm glad I started over. It's a cute series. I mean, so far, what I've read.
What about you, Mr. Francie?
I got 2 more chapters read of Peter Pan, and I'm still really enjoying it. It's really beautifully written.
Excellent, excellent. I know Elizabeth is still reading. She's finishing the page, but yeah, I need to finish this book tonight because I'm one of those people that like I need to finish the book at the end of them. I don't know why my brain does this. It's a booktube thing. You know what I mean? But the 4th book in the Bromance Book Club is still, it's got to be my favorite, and I'm only halfway through it. It's so good.
Wow.
If you haven't read the series and you're a romance lover, it's delightful, just absolutely delightful. So yeah. Can't hear you, Elizabeth. You're on mute.
Sorry, I was still muted. Sorry. Yeah, if I'm gonna wrap up the month, I want to wrap everything up for that month. I want to be done with as many things as I can to count for that month. It's totally a booktube thing. I used to not care.
It is. Because, back in the day in real life, it's something I would have never thought of before being on BookTube. Like, so what if it's the first of the month and I'm still reading a book? You know what I mean?
Right. And since it's the last day of a readathon, it's like you want to finish everything for the readathon. Although you're done with your Amish books, right?
I finished my Amish books. Yeah. So I did. I'll talk about that really quickly. Because I know you're not going to probably finish the Joanne Brown, right, Tiffany?
I don't think so.
I, to be honest, did not love it. I had not issues with it. It wasn't bad, but I struggled to get through it. And I think the reason was because I didn't find the main characters very Amish, which I know sounds very weird to say, but they just didn't feel Amish to me, really. And those books, depending on everybody's, and I'm not here to, religious or anything like that, but the Love Inspired books are definitely faith-based. It's a big jump from like the Candy Shop Mysteries, where of course they're Amish, but the faith part of it isn't discussed. Whereas the Love Inspired, that's what's discussed. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
See, now I read a Love Inspired book one time that I thought really missed the mark on the whole faith issue. It was, and I mean, they're all written by different authors, so you can't expect them all to be the same, but I think some are definitely not the same as far as that goes.
Oh, absolutely.
Still clean,
Oh yeah. But the one that I loved, I have to say, that was Amish. And if you want to try an Amish book that's just outside the cozy mystery genre, I read A Deputy in Amish Country by Patricia Johns, which is a heartwarming novel. So again, it's a clean romance, but it's this woman who witnessed a crime, and he's the deputy, and she's staying at his house, to make sure she's hidden away from the killer. And their next door neighbors are Amish, and it's so delightful because they have a little girl, and she's like 6 years old. You know how precocious a little kid can be. So she keeps coming over to their house, and she wants to touch the microwave, and she wants to touch the TV, and like this is all new to her. You know what I mean? So it was so cute, and I absolutely recommend it. It was really adorable. And there's
what's the name of the
stuff? A deputy in Amish Country.
Oh, that's the one you're just now talking about, right?
Yeah.
What's the Joanne Brown book that you both had trouble with? I need to try that.
Building Her Amish Dream.
Thank you. I've completely blanked it at this point. I mean, it was cute. It wasn't horrible. I wasn't offended by it. It just was far from a favorite. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Hi.
I did like the setting in PEI, though. I have to say that. Oh, yes. From when you sneeze, Tiffany. The Trope is currently on my TBR. Can't do Marley and Me either. I lost my 2 cats 4 months to the day apart. Mother and daughter, 17 and 18 years old. Yes, I know.
Oh.
I love Marley and Me. I love it.
Death of an Animal.
So good.
I really like H.Y. Hannah's Tea Room series, but my favorite is her English Country Garden series. But she doesn't seem to write as fast for that one. She's Australian, Mr. Francie.
Oh, cool.
Ooh.
That's good to know.
Okay.
Very
Thank
interesting.
you.
No Marley and Me for me either.
But you guys are missing out. If you haven't read it,
know.
it's such a good book. Oh my goodness. It's heartwarming. I mean, that's just, I mean, honestly, anybody who has a pet knows that you're going to have to experience parting
Lost.
with it at some point, but you wouldn't give up having it
No.
knowing that
No.
it will have to come to an end at some point. And that's, so think about that with Marley and Me, because that dog was such a great dog. Oh my goodness, so fun. Yeah, just my opinion. You know, you are all entitled to your own opinion and what you would like to read. So.
The trope was kind of gross, but I thought it was kind of boring.
I've got to put that one on my thing. Is that one middle grade too, Storm?
Yes. Yes. I read all the books in A Dog's Purpose series. Why? Too many tears, happy and sad. So I'll never watch the movie.
Storm, who is the troop by? Because I see several books called The Troop.
I'll tell you. It is by Craig. Sorry, no, it's not. It's by Craig Davison, but under the pen name of Nick Cutler.
Okay.
Cupter. Yeah.
Okay. All right, that's the one I got.
Storm Read.
Yeah.
Shocking that you would think a horror book is boring.
And is it middle grade also?
Oh God, so. No! I think it's adult.
Oh, The Troop is not middle grade. Oh, okay, then never mind.
No,
I thought it was middle grade.
It's way too graphic to be middle grade.
Oh, okay, then I don't want to read it then.
My apologies.
Take it off my list.
There are two things from Lemon Drop Dead that would be spoiled for those who read Marriage Can Be Mischief before it. I think they're sort of minor spoilers, but that may be just me. Thanks, Mel.
Right.
Might be better off erring on the side of caution if you're concerned about spoilers of any kind. That's fair.
I didn't notice spoilers. Unless you want to consider the change in Juliet's relationship, which Tiffany already kind of mentioned, which happens in a later book.
Hoarding
books about decluttering. That is, it's ironic.
Yes, it is. My God,
yeah, believe me,
that's pretty funny.
I have said that before, and I own it. I completely own it. I have a whole shelf of books on decluttering. So it's a thing, and I love to read them. Though it's not like they're just sitting there unread. I love to read them.
Oh yeah. Greenstick Cottage. I still use SHE, sidetracked home executives method after all these years later.
Oh, nice. So I just went and bought, even though I know that it's kind of an antiquated method, today I was at Walmart and I went ahead and bought a box and the different color cards just to try it, because what's it going to hurt? You know, I've done the Fly Lady thing and I have like the journal and all that, but every once in a while I just need to mix it up a little bit. I need to do something different. Even if I know in my head it'll be short-lived, at least maybe we'll get my house cleaned up, you know, at least
for that period of time.
Yeah.
Good evening, Amy.
I went
for a 2-mile walk since the sprint started, and I didn't miss sprints yet. Yay!
That's awesome.
Good for you. I'm a cozy newbie, romance and urban fantasy reader at heart.
Cozy newbie.
Be sure you ask Tiffany for recommendations for cozies. That's her superpower.
That's right.
She's right here.
Yeah.
That is her superpower.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. What kind of romances do you like to read? Or maybe we could,
they're a superpower.
Well, no, because I'm thinking we could try and recommend a cozy. We could see that. Tiffany, side note, that might be a fun video for you and I to do together. If you like this, try this.
That would be amazing. That would be really awesome.
We will talk. We will talk.
Absolutely.
You heard it here first, people. Hi, Hi, everyone. I'm reading a book by Jen McKinley today at 56%. Is it a cozy or a romance, Melissa?
Yeah.
Right, she does do both, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which one is it? What are you reading?
Amy, Stephanie Plum has gone on with, yes, 100 freaking % on that one.
Amy, did you stop reading it? I asked because I think it's book 27. I've read book 28, which is the newest one out, but I think in 27, I think the character that was introduced is going to be a spinoff series, and I think that she's going to end Stephanie Plum.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a prediction more than anything.
And then do you think Stephanie would make an occasional appearance?
Probably, but I think that she's been like having Stephanie say like in the last probably 3 or 4 books, like, I feel like I'm getting too old for this bounty hunter thing. Like I feel like
right.
she's, you know,
Yeah.
This new character was introduced, and I think that, like I said, I think she's going to be a new series, and that, like what you're saying, Elizabeth, I think Stephanie Plum will end, but you might see her just like you see Diesel and her, you know, sected into some of these books and stuff like that.
Sure.
But yet, on that note, move over and look at Hannah Swenson, and there was a big kind of an announcement made at the end of that last book, and you said you think that it's just a ploy, that nothing will change. But what it could, I mean,
I would actually love to see that.
She hasn't decided. Yeah,
I would love to see that, not because of the actual plot of what it is, just that she would follow through with it. Because to me, I think she just needed a shake up. And the reason that she even like said it multiple times, well, they're just considering doing that. And I'm like, oh yeah, because she's going to come back next book, and they've considered it, and they feel like they're in the right spot, and they're right where
well, she wanted to leave her options open, and that's not a bad thing, you know. It's open to speculation. Okay, for anybody out there, just stop at book 14 or 15. Don't go past that.
I said that.
If you haven't gotten to 14 I know, I've said it too.
I just did the third and final new to cozies, and I gave my suggestions.
I heard you.
And I gave that and I was like, I know people are going to laugh at me, but as far as a like traditional new to cozies, it's about as fluffy and cozy as you can get. And I said, read the first 14 or 15. It'll be the best series you ever read. If you read past that, you're on your own. You've gone rogue and nothing. You're on your own. Like, I don't take any responsibility past that.
How far are you, Sarah?
I'm only at book like 10, I think.
Okay.
But my
so you've got 4 more. After that, you're good.
4 more. My issue with it is series that run on that long, and not just Hannah, but also like look at In Death by J.D. Roth. That's book, what, 204 we're up to now or something? I don't know like that. But like it's like 54 books or something. But it's like for someone coming in and being like, I want to read this series, and then all of a sudden you see like there's 40 books or 30 books, it puts a lot of people off. They're like, I don't want to commit to that.
Yeah.
You know, there should be a thing where 10. You know, like that's the cutoff. You can't tell your story in 10 books. You can't tell your story.
I do.
I recommend stopping at 14, because it was 15 was where I just flat out got angry at what she did with Norman. And I wanted to throw the book. And I called my sister and I was like, have you read this? Oh my goodness. Because at that point I had Norman on a pedestal. And after that, I was just like, no, I'm so mad.
But the thing with it is that, like, we will still read them.
Oh, yeah.
I know, but she's put a hex on me. I'm convinced.
All right, Mr. Francie, have you read any yet? Have you read Chocolate Chip Cookie Murder?
The Hannah Swenson?
The series that shall not be named.
Yes.
Well, after hearing that going past book 15, I will be going rogue. I decided not to pick up the first one.
But the first one's really good. I recommend reading the first 14.
Yes.
The first one has literally been saved to my Scribd account ever since I had a Scribd account.
And you should listen to it.
Just sitting there.
Definitely should.
If I wouldn't have gone past book 14 or 15 right in there, it probably would have been one of my favorite series of all time. It was really that good. It's so cozy. It's so sweet. It's so, but
The recipes are great.
I mean, I can't even. I
But
can't even.
it's
It's
with any long running series, okay? Like I'm going back to my Babysitters Club roots, to my Sweet Valley High roots. Towards the end of the Babysitters Club series, people were leaving the club. They went to Hawaii. They went to Europe. I'm like, WTF? Sweet Valley jumped the shark by having werewolf stories. I'm like, the series just needs to end. Yes.
Yeah.
We could do whole videos about series that have gone on too long.
Yeah, and it's like because they know they're selling, because they know people are going to read them. The Cat Who Mystery series, Elizabeth, you've read them.
Yeah,
those last few
the
books,
last 5 or so shouldn't have happened.
Lillian Jackson Braun was long dead. Bless her soul. They should have stopped the series when she died.
Yeah. That last one was just atrociously sad. It should not have been printed.
My niece could have written a better book, and she's 12.
Like, you
know? We could do an entire video on just complaining about that.
Yeah.
Plus, to me, Ranger is lust interest and not love interest. I agree with you on that one. Ranger was always my favorite. Ranger. I agree. Sounds like I'm in the minority, but I don't like Amanda Flower. Never felt the Amish vibe in a salted caramel. That's fair.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're not. I was like Amish and Jason, I guess.
Well, yeah, and they're not Beverly Lewis by any means.
No, right.
But I think that Amanda Flower does have some roots in some Amish country areas, like in Ohio and stuff. I think you almost need to have been immersed in that, in an area where there are a lot of Amish, to be able to even be inspired to write a book about Amish country.
Oh yeah, for sure. I like H.Y. Hannah's Bewitched by Chocolate. Oh, that sounds like fun.
That's a great title.
Right? Sign me up. Tiffany, that's so cool. She was excited to meet you. Yeah, Julianne, I watched your little minute-long video of the 5 facts. Just when she talks, she just sounds like the cutest little person, She's a delight.
Yeah, they were so sweet. I have some other videos, but I don't think I'm going to put them on YouTube. I think I'm going to put them on the Discord.
Nice.
Just little, because they're 2 people. So I think I'm going to put them on the Discord.
Nice. I want to go to
I'll let you guys know when they come up.
Nice.
Yes, I do.
You should, Hannah. You should come. We should all meet up next year.
We should all meet up. It would be so much fun.
It would be amazing.
Sit in somebody's hotel room at night and just.
It would be amazing.
Right? Catherine, I forgot about that one. I've only read the first one, and I think I have a 3-in-1 Audible book for that series. The Vampire Grandpa that keeps losing his teeth. Okay, what is this now?
Wait, what story is this?
Let's back the truck up here, people. Oh, that's the Bewitched by Chocolate.
Oh
my goodness.
Grandpa. I was totally thrown off by that. I did not.
That's hilarious.
I'm kind of loving that. I wanted to go to Malice for years.
I've never heard of Malice. Oh my goodness. Never heard of it.
And then suddenly Tiffany gets a text from her husband. Yes, we need to coordinate a group to go next year.
Oh, it'd be amazing.
Yes.
It'd be amazing.
Brilliant idea. I will definitely go to Malice one of these years. Maybe not next year, but the year after.
Deal, Melmac, deal.
Sounds good. Oh, great. Look, I get, let's see if I can block without.
Don't ask me for any help.
I'm not going to. I got you out of it the last time, remember? There we go. Yay.
What happened?
We had bots in chat. Sorry, everybody, because I just noticed it. Might want to delete that. Yeah, my apologies, guys. Where's Jane? I know you're probably thinking Tiffany's not in charge of the channel.
Fair enough, Melmac. Fair enough. I deserve that.
It didn't work, so I got scared and dropped my fork on the floor. I'm sorry. Krista from Books and has her nanny teacher voice, and she's just like so quick. When people come back into her, it's like, hello, little children, wake up from your nap. Like we all aspire to be like Krista. Oh, and there she is. 17 pages left.
Oh, nice.
I'm here, but working on a video that I want to get up today, so not going to let myself
hey,
chat till I'm
Krista.
done. Hi, Krista.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining in. 57% of Sydney's Boxer by Sumi Singh. Sounds interesting. Made it to 74%.
I would be interested to know if Krista ever reads any Amish books. I know Kate Howell was going to participate, and I never did hear if she read any Amish books for Amish in April, but she had commented that she was going to participate this year.
Fair. Dream says, I didn't get very far since I had to feed my cats and then eat. Yeah, feeding cats, that's a thing.
Yeah.
They don't let you forget that it's time to eat. Right. Got through chapters 4 and 5 of East of Eden. Aw, little kitty.
So
cute.
Oh.
Say hi.
Hello.
She's turning 15.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, she's got some kind of cancer, but she's doing great right now. Hey, Storm.
That's good news.
Yeah. We didn't know, she had some surgery a few months ago, and we didn't know, but she just like how long she would last, but she just bounced back and she's doing great. We've been giving her food that she's not allergic to, so that helps. She can't eat chicken. Nothing with chicken in it.
We're glad to hear she's doing well.
Welcome, Storm.
Hey.
Thank you how was the pate?
It was okay. He was surprised. I'm not sure how she pulled it off without him knowing that we were all going to be there at the restaurant and stuff.
Aww.
So, yeah, he was pretty surprised.
That's sweet.
There's quite a few people too. There's people from our church and then family, and so it's a pretty big party.
Well, that's awesome.
And before that, I might have had us go up there a little early so we could go to this little antique place and stuff and look around, because they have a lot of books there, and so I may have
brought some home.
May or may not have brought some home.
Yeah.
And
look at this.
Oh wow!
That edition,
$1.
Yes,
it cost me $1.
I love it.
Is that a DVD or a book?
It's a 4-disc collector's edition. And I was saying, after I get done with the book, I would like to watch the movie again, because I think I was 18 when I watched the movie. So I was like, oh, but I swear, ever since I started reading that, I see Gone with the Wind stuff everywhere, on plates, on banners, on pictures. I'm like, my goodness.
What a great find, though, Storm. That's awesome.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I got that DVD for Christmas the year it was released. And I guarantee it wasn't $1.
Yeah, and it's still in the packaging. See that?
I mean, that's fabulous. Yeah, the bonus disc has interviews with Vivian Lee and all kinds of stuff. Yeah.
Jackie, I love your channel name. Did you change it? Because it didn't used to be that, did it?
Jackie Lou's Book
so
Q.
cute.
Oh, I love that.
Jackie Lou's Book Q. Yeah, that's Jackie was in. She read the. Oh, Jackie, what was that we read last year for Pastoral June? Lock Rise to Candleford. She was in that group chat.
Oh,
so
cool.
I got acquainted with her then.
People just saying how much they read 0 pages. That's okay, Mel.
With Mel, it's either feast or famine.
That's right. 20 pages. Hello. Oh, I like your hooks and horseshoes. Nice.
That's cool.
Now, when you say hooks, I'm assuming crochet.
Oh, maybe so. And do you do videos about crocheting and horses and horseshoes?
I used to
or maybe she plays horseshoes.
I used to belong to a knit group, and we had one woman in there who only crocheted. We joked that she was our resident hooker.
Yeah.
Love it.
Read 14 pages. No old Yeller movies from me. I agree. Okay, Nick Cutter was the name of that author.
Yeah.
Oh, which author is deputy in Amish country? Patricia Johns.
Nice.
I never read any Amish books in April, as it was a weird reading mood. Currently trying to finish Maybe Next Time by Christina C. Jones tonight. Ooh, it sounds like a romance.
That's Germania.
That's a great idea. If you like this romance, try this cozy. Yes.
Love it.
Tiffany and I are going to get this out there, and it's going to be awesome.
That sounds fun.
I love historical and paranormal romances the most, but I'm a sucker for small towns and cowboy contemporaries.
I'm a big cowboy contemporary.
Me too.
You read a lot of cozy, so there's probably a bunch of paranormal ones that you could recommend, right? I like that series. It is paranormal. The one where the girl finds out she's a witch and it's in Savannah. Cookies and Clairvoyance, or Potions and Pastries. Those are the book titles.
Is it Bailey Cates?
Bailey Cates. Yes, that's the author. Yep. That one's really cute.
The one that I can think of off the top of my head that would be paranormal in the terms of its witches, and there's a lot of romance in it, is the Magic Potion series by Heather Blake.
Okay.
It's a really cute series. It's only 3 books. I wish it was longer, but it did.
Cozy. Yep. Great idea. I stopped at 24 of Stephanie Plum so far, but I'm not completely opposed to continuing to the end at some point. But she stopped numbering them, didn't she?
Yeah, it was really weird. Like all of a
sudden, book 27 was called something else, right?
Yeah, and I'm like, why would somebody?
Yeah, why would you stop at that point? Why would you change?
I'm like, you just alienated every OD reader that you ever had.
I know. Because that was the beauty of it. You knew exactly what book number you were picking up. Originally I thought it was pretty ingenious,
Yeah.
I agree.
That would have been like if Sue Grafton had just started numbering it,
halfway through.
Letter T.
My theory on Fluke is that she's too scared to offend one side or the other of the fan base after the fiasco of the last shakeup, and nothing will change.
100%.
But see, okay, here's my thought though. I didn't mind the last shakeup because the love triangle had gone on so long that she could not choose either of them. There's no way she could have chosen either.
I feel like the rest of us just need to log off and let Tiffany and Elizabeth.
Exactly.
So, Elizabeth, I have no problem that of the shakeup.
I want you to interview Joanne Fluke next. Have you invited her for an interview?
The couple things that I have that I will say about it is I agree that things need that, like, at that point, could she pick one or the other? But like the shakeup was so out of nowhere of a character that's never been introduced, which I thought was dumb. My biggest thing was coming back to the next book and having it go the way it did.
Yeah.
And I'm like breathing a big fresh air. I'm like, well, if nothing else, the blinking love triangle's over. Thank God. No.
It's not over.
No.
She went right back to it.
Oh no. She's married another man, but they're all friends. They're very happy for her. And now they're back and they just want to pick up where they started, the both of them, and they're all, I mean, it's like a throuple at this point with no
It's a big soap opera. It really is. And they're even like staying in the same house that he designed, but
what?
And because the cat doesn't want to go home because someone was murdered there.
You're telling me that these two men that were interested in her both, she does what she does, and then they're happy for her when it happens, and then when it doesn't, then when it, like I said, the reason I was most thrilled with the shakeup was because I thought the love triangle would end. I'm like, well, at least that's over. So
you're being spammed by a bot.
Oh, are we? Thanks.
Okay, everybody freeze.
I'm on it.
No comments.
I'm gonna take the dog places because he's telling me it's time to go. I'll be right back.
Okay, no worries.
Sorry, I didn't mean to get Tiffany. Didn't mean to get you all riled up there.
That's why it is the series that shall not be.
I know, because we get off on tangents. But that's fun, though. I mean,
it is fun to discuss, right?
Yeah.
So, Book Fan says, not sure if I want to read any more Hannah Swenson because I've only read 2.
Oh, no, you can go to 14, Book Fan. Go to 14.
I think I got to book 7. And I was reading book 7, and it was fine. I was enjoying it.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden, halfway through the book, someone's murdered. And it's like Joanne Fluke just suddenly went, oh, shoot, I've got to put a murder in here somewhere.
Right after the cookie recipe, someone
yeah,
is
you know,
murdered.
like I've had 18 recipes and blah, 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 but somebody's going to get murdered.
Yeah, I get that, because I get so just involved in the people and what they're doing that I forget that there's supposed to be a murder, you know.
Murder,
So
yeah.
eventually
I
that's
think
what happens.
she should have ran out of cookie recipes by now.
That's my thing.
Well, she puts in other stuff, not just cookies too. She's got recipes for other things. But I've got the cookbook. And the cookbook was put out after the 14th book, so it's got the recipes from the first 14.
The entire series.
You really could stop at 14, get the cookbook, and you're done, and you're good.
Although I have to say, because I'm listening to them all on audio, because I do like the narrator of the series.
You'll get tired of her too.
They're so old that I'm listening to it driving to work, and it's like, this is the end of disc 1. Put in disc 2.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
So Mr. Francie, are you going to read the series?
Yeah.
I mean, I think I should read book 1 and see how I go. But I'm the same with the whole I forgot what the word is, but two people.
Love triangle.
Yes.
Love triangle. Yeah. I mean, I've just finished reading book 2 in Poppy McAllister series, and there's a love triangle there, and I'm like, wait, I'm 2 books in, and I'm already sick of it. So I mean, it goes on.
Same here.
Well, Jane has already got up to 18, so she is
gone. Oh, good girl.
I mean, if nothing else, it's good to just keep reading so you can get in on the fun discussion and the ranting.
Yeah.
And the thing is, though, I think
Hannah says that now that she is going to binge through the Hannah Swinton series. We shall see.
Yeah. We're all doing that. But no, like it's a staple in the cozy mystery community, is it not? Like, I really think it's what a lot of other authors base their stuff off of. Because like all the tropes come from there. So just read book 1 just to see the foundation and then stop.
I've read 3.
Okay.
I read book 1.
Okay.
I've at least read 3.
Okay. Oh my.
I mean,
Someone's read them all.
Have it.
Yeah, I've read them all.
Yep.
Did you guys, I don't know if any of y'all saw my shelf spotlight where I showed the romances that are written by Joanne Fluke that are supposed to be Hannah's mother's pen name. So I've got some of those. There's 5 of them altogether. I've got 3 of them.
I love the mother. The mother is a hoot.
So does Hannah's mother really write books in the series? Like
yes.
in the
Yes.
Okay. Because in the latest movie they made, it was based on her mother's book series or whatever. Like they were having a launch party thing or something.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So okay,
that's Regency romance.
Yeah. And the first one or whatever, it was funny in the show because the way they were named, it was like you could tell it was Hannah and Norman and Mike.
Oh, I've got some over here. Hang on, I'll show them to you.
and she's like, Mother. So I like the movie version. I'm like, I can skip out on all the other stuff.
What's her name? Plays Hannah. Oh, what's her name? Oh, the actress who plays Hannah.
Oh, Alison Sweeney.
Yes, she's a delight. She's really cute.
I know they say that she's not exactly what the character.
She doesn't look at all like the way Hannah's described. Not at all.
But I started watching the movies before I even read the book. So.
I don't know what I did with them. Nothing's put away properly around here. If I get something out for a video, it might be another year before it gets put away properly.
I'm going to read all the In Death series or die trying. Good luck to you, Jen.
I want to try those, but I'm so intimidated.
I'm not. I like Nora Roberts, but J.D. Robb, I have no interest in the In Death series.
I read 1 and I figured out who the killer was about halfway, maybe 40% through. I figured it out. So I was like, well... And it was gritty for my taste, so I figured it would.
I've only read 1 in the Swenson series, but I want to read them all now. Yeah, that's it. You hear these discussions, you're like, either I don't want to read them at all, or oh no, I must read all of them.
Yeah.
Train wreck.
I think knowing what you're going to get into also helps. So at least you're not going to be like you're prepared.
You're not expecting Pulitzer Prize winning,
Yeah.
I'm current with Hannah though through the one that just came out, but I read them knowing everything will still say, which is, you know what? And there's a comfort aspect to that, is there not? Like, I know what I'm getting into. I know what this is going to be. It's going to be, whatever.
Yeah.
And there's something for that, I think.
I think that's why I like my cozies fluffy. And when I get a grittier one, I'm kind of like, because I read gritty. I don't need a gritty cozy. I want a fluffy cozy.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Mel, the whole idea of a love
Laughing at
triangle
it.
is so absurd. What self-respecting individual would partake in that?
Mhm.
I can't even get one guy, let alone two.
One of my favorite cozy series is at 22, and I still love it. Amy, what series is that?
Yeah, tell us. What
Please.
is the series?
Bot alert. Okay, thanks. Yeah. Yes, let me know, guys, if you guys are ahead in the comments than I am. My number 5 of JD Robbins still got 50 odd to go. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's like 55 or something.
It's like me wanting to try the Murder, She Wrote series. There's like, 55 of those too. And I'm like,
there's no one left in the town that she lives in. They're all dead.
You can jump in on those anywhere. You don't have to read those in order. Like
I'm
a
a
TV show.
completist. I can't.
You can though, really. It's like watching an episode of the TV show, and the same thing with Mr. Mike. Hold on a minute.
It's like I posted a picture to my Instagram the other day of some book that I saw at the thrift store, and someone comments because behind it was like the whole run of Murder, She Wrote. And they're like, why has no one bought that yet? I'm like, I don't know.
See, now I would have bought them all because I'd like to have them all, but man, there's like so many of them.
I know.
Like, have to have a special bookshelf just for all the books.
You would. I've only read the first
quick.
Go ahead, honey.
So just quickly, well, we have those two not here. Speaking of things Stormy loves, Stormy, a little earlier on in the chat, someone brought up Whispering Pines. And I was talking about how you had read the first book. Have you read the second one?
I have not yet, no. I really want to, but I haven't.
Right.
I know Sherry was reading it, and I just seen, she said, cliffhanger. The first one had a cliffhanger too. I'm like, middle grade books aren't supposed to have cliffhangers.
What? How dare they? How dare they?
There's a few that have cliffhangers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Storm, I was watching, speaking of middle grade, I was watching your TBR. Coyote Sunrise author is Dan Gemeinhart.
Gemeinhart? Okay.
Gemeinhart.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Was so good.
Great book. Yeah.
So good.
Fantastic.
You would probably enjoy that audiobook on Hoopla, so it's going to be one of them that
I listened to it on audio. It was fantastic.
One of the subscribers that commented on mine said that whatever I made, I think my recommendations and stuff and mentioned the announcement, really liked that book. And so I said, I will try to put it up like on
He's good. He wrote another one called The Honest Truth about a boy who has cancer, and he left the hospital and went and climbed a mountain because he didn't want to just die in the hospital not having done anything. And so he went and climbed a mountain, and it's just it's an amazing book. He's a great author.
Wow.
But yeah, Mr. Fancy, we're talking about The Remarkable Journey of Coyote Sunrise. Have you heard of it?
Yeah.
It's a middle grade book, and it's fantastic. Really good. He hits on some really like what?
But I haven't. I saw it on Stormy's video, but I haven't read it yet.
It's good. It's good. I think it's got something for everyone. It's got a great cast of characters, and it's a good topic, and it's really good.
Yeah. It's got a serious, of course, bit to it, but it's also got a lot of fun to it. It's not completely a downer. You know what I mean?
It sounds fun because like they pick up these people along the way, and it sounds like that part would be kind of fun.
Yeah. Because I think I was talking about that.
Takes place on a school bus, a cross-country road trip on a school bus. It's a father and daughter.
When Krista was doing her middle grade March, I think she was mentioning in one of her chats that like she likes her middle grade books to have that serious spin to them, right? Whereas I'm the kind of person who likes a fun middle grade. Like I read that Karma Moon Ghost Hunter, which was delightful.
I want to read that one. I've been trying to get it, but like none of my library overdrives has it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I own it on Audible. I had to get a copy. Hit me up later. Let's see here. Many of my series are in the 20s, but I've been reading them before cozy was a genre. That's fair. Yeah. I was gonna start in death, but I'm not ready to make that commitment.
Right.
But you only have to commit to one at a time. Just read one.
True, that's true. Yeah, for those completionists. Except for Meg Lentz. Maybe that's the one that's 20 some odd books. Isn't the Meg Lentz?
She just came out with book number 30.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so there we go.
So we're still waiting to see what series is up to 22.
I think a huge series that will work better in straight romance with all the different couple series that are huge that follow the same characters can get tedious. I don't like romances that follow the same characters. Once they've gotten together, there's the one by Marie Force, which I can't remember the name of, but like it's political, like he's in politics and she's like the
Fatal series.
Thank you. I didn't like that one because it follows the same characters every time, and I don't have an interest in that. Sorry.
That's why I was upset with my intrigue that I read from Harley Quinn, like for March for the mysteries, because I was expecting, like, I know it doesn't have a lot of romance, but I expected it to complete at the end, and it didn't, because it's like a 4-part series.
Oh no.
Oh, Storm, and I 100% agree with Sarah. Like, not only do I not want to read what Storm's talking about, I don't want to read a series. I'm with you with like the Fatal series. I want new characters, but even more what Storm's talking about. I'm sorry. If you have to have a cliffhanger because y'all still can't figure out how to be together and be happily ever after, you all need to move on and go your separate ways.
I'm like totally waiting for them to get together, and I'm getting closer and closer to the end, and I'm like, what's going on? And then they went their separate, and I'm like, wait.
Yeah, that
was an intrigue novel, right?
Yes, by Bart.
They did that last year too. They had another trilogy that followed one couple through all 3 books. I hate that.
If you need 3 books to figure it out,
it's the first one. The first one was called Undercover Couple.
Okay,
and then I think the second one that's coming out is Newlywed something. And then like each one, it's like they have to build up until they finally get to where I guess they decide they like each other enough to get together. Yeah.
You're swell. We should do something about that. True. Okay. I felt so ridiculously behind in the In Death series. I had been keeping up and then hadn't read one in about 12 years. I left off at book 23 somewhere around Born in Death. Oh, that's funny.
Wow.
Yeah, Cheryl said she read 1. Did you read the first one, Cheryl, or was it somewhere farther in the series? I don't know if Cheryl, if you're an read in order person or not.
Authors are very good at keeping. Yeah, Donna Andrews. I do like that Meg Langslow series. I think it's really cute.
Yeah, it's fun.
I think Morelli puts up with more than just going with the flow. He tried to talk about marriage several times by book 24 in The Plum. Yeah, I like Morelli.
I like him too, but I'm still Team Ranger.
Oh, hello.
That's a series that I have on my list to start this year because I've never tried the Stephanie Plum series. So.
My opinion, it's like the first 6 books are great, but then after that, it's like you're good.
Well, I read the first 2, and then I was like, no, this is not for me. And then my mystery book club picked that a couple years ago to read the first one. So I listened to it again, and then I remembered why I didn't like it. Like, anytime an author will use the word like God or Jesus and put the F word in front of it, I'm just shut down. I'm like, no. Not needed. I just hate that so much, and that happens in that book, and I was just like, why is that necessary? So.
I figure I at least need to try one so that I can know what everybody's talking about.
Yeah. My sister-in-law, she recommended them. She loved them. They're funny. I get that the grandma is funny. I get it.
One of my favorite scenes, I think, is in the second book where they receive something in the mail, a part of the male body. And the grandmother's looking at it going, is that what I think it is? It's been a few years since I've seen one, she says.
I remember that.
But I was reading them so many years ago that I always pictured the grandmother being Sophia from the Golden Girls. Like,
Oh,
if they were
right.
going to cast it, that's who should have played her, you know?
Sarah, that reminds me, and I was telling, I think on the Kill and Tell with Cozies, about this 90-something-year-old man who used to come to our library. He's passed away now, but I met, and some of y'all remember the story. He was coming in the library one day, and he had an Outlander book that he was returning, and I was like, and I've never read it, but I know, it's they get steamy. But I was like, "How did you like that?" And this is this 90-year-old man shuffling in. He's so cute, and he said, "Well, it was pretty good. There's a good bit of sex in there. I kind of remember what that was about." So cute.
Bless his heart.
Oh, so funny.
Oh yeah, Black Dagger Brotherhood. That's another long-running romance series, that paranormal romance series. Yes, Slumber Party at Malice.
Yes, let's do it.
I think series really shouldn't go on for so long. I don't worry about finishing them. I just read them because I enjoy them. Yep, I'll go rogue, Tiffany, but that's my choice.
I'm telling you, it's totally your choice. I'm just saying, at that point, I'm not taking responsibility for my recommendation. That's what I'm.
But I think it's good, like when authors do like what Amanda Flower did, where she took a character from Amish Candy Shop and made it a spinoff.
Absolutely.
So then, it sort of breaks it up a little bit, and it gives you a fresh perspective. Even though you've got a formula that's working, you don't want to wear it out. So you can breathe some new life into it that way. So I'm all about spinoff series.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, here you go. I used to read a ton of Amish books, especially when I lived in Lancaster for a few years, but it's been a long time.
Right. And it's pronounced Lancaster. Just so you know. Lancaster. We went to I know you want to say Lancaster. We went to a Model A car show there one time, and we were schooled in this is how you say the name of our town. Or city, sorry. Lancaster.
I think there is no long series that doesn't have the same problems. It is what it is. It's not literature. I actually prefer standalone books myself. Cute cat saying, of course, hello to Storm. Oh, I'm a little behind. Glad she's doing well with your kitty cat.
Thank you.
There is so much more in the book than in the movie of Gone with the Wind. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, there better be. It's so long. I mean, goodness.
What Nancy was saying about... Sorry. Back to what Nancy was saying about series, I think for that reason, a lot of people, you have to really like series, I think, to make that commitment to read one. There are some people that just avoid series. They would just rather read standalones, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean,
no,
that's
absolutely.
Great.
Absolutely.
So you shouldn't feel, don't feel pressured to commit to series if you don't want to read a series, but it's fine to just read one and say, okay, I'm done with that,
Yep.
Oh yeah, Jackie was saying she used to be Orange Squirrel.
Orange Squirrel Girl?
Yeah, that's cute.
Trying to get of my Gone with the Wind Blu-ray, because after what I've read in the book, I will never watch the movie again. I'll get rid of
it. I should try to get rid of it.
Not me. I like Clark Gable too much, so
he is. It's the casting for that movie was so brilliant.
Yeah,
really.
My mom was the oldest daughter of 11 children, and one of her younger brothers, she was the oldest daughter, so she was a huge Clark Gable fan. So her parents were out of names by the time they got to the younger ones, so they let her name one of my uncles, so she named him Kenneth Clark after Clark Gable.
Oh, that's cute.
Yes, Tiffany, you should interview Joanne Fluke. Let's get down to business with her.
That's right.
I don't think she would come on my channel after.
And somebody will probably tell her, you know what those ladies are saying about your
which is crazy because, like that's not totally my character, but man, there's something about that series that just.
Yeah, let's have a heart-to-heart meeting.
That series that makes you rant.
Oh yeah. Yeah, too bad Estelle Getty wasn't around then. She would have been epic as the grandmother.
Yep.
Mm.
Golden
The
Girls
book was a great book.
Forever. Yes. Sorry, I just saw the name.
Nope, that's all right. Yes, I know. I'm like, love it.
Yeah, I think the Golden Girls readathon is coming up again in June because
Yes.
Kevy was saying that he's not going to do any readathons in May. He commented to my, she commented to my uh, middle grade May TBI and was like, I'm not doing anything. I'm so burned out with readathons. Not doing anything for May so that I can gear up for the Golden Girls in June.
Is there
Yes, the girl Burnett.
anything coming up in June that I need to be aware of for readathons? Because
Apparently, the Golden Girls readathon.
besides, I didn't do the Golden Girls last time, so I'm okay.
It was fun. I did one.
I'm like, I need a break. I do need a readathon break. So I'm like,
yeah, I don't know. And I'm like, no, I don't know if I'm feeling it this summer. I don't know if I want to do anything.
Well, I was going to ask you because I would like to plan for it. If you are going to do a romance readathon in the summer,
because I thought you did one sometime around in the summer. That's why I was
I
didn't know.
Yeah, but I don't know if I'm going to do it.
Changing it, so it makes it hard to plan for it.
Well, gee, I'm sorry. I would love to do a category readathon, like not just row, but just category.
Yeah, because you did that last year, and I that was when I kind of really got back into category. Because
I think I might, but I might only do it for like a week or two or something like that. You know, just something real quick. Shorter. Yeah. Because 1 month it's just too much. You know, like especially for the person doing it. You know.
Yeah. Whoever was saying they always think of Carol Burnett with Gone with the Wind. I totally the same. I love
that scene with the
with the drapes. So classic. So good.
And that dress with that little jaunty that's my favorite dress in the whole movie. Okay, what 3 readathons are you doing in May? Oh, Lee's, Mr. Francie's, and Books and Bops.
I didn't realize that Lee was going to host another one. I thought, because she's co-hosting Middle Grade May, and I'm like, oh my goodness, you're going to do 2? That's a lot.
Wow. Wow.
Golden Girl. I don't think Golden Girls is a book, unless there probably are some books written about them, but I don't.
No, the readathon is just the prompts are Golden Girls inspired. It's not to read a Golden Girls book.
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't they have different prompts for each character or something?
Yeah.
Rachel Fryman Rachel Fryman is the host, so look her up on YouTube.
Yeah, she gets right it. It looks like a lot of fun. It really does. I might participate and just try and put in what I'm already reading, if that makes sense. So, yeah. Mm-hmm. But we'll maybe sprint for another 20 minutes or so, everybody.
Yeah.
And the cool thing, just to let book fan know about the Golden Girls Readathon is that she does like a point thing. She'll do like a team thing. So there's a team for each one. So you decide which team you're going to do. And then she's got a website where you go on and you add your books to the tally of whatever team so that by the end of the readathon, one of the girls is the winner. Yeah. So it's kind of fun. Yeah.
Sarah, awesome. I'm actually gonna hop off because I'm still just kind of.
Of course, honey.
So thank you so much for inviting me. I had so much fun. I want to. We should totally collab on that.
We'll talk. We'll talk.
And I look forward to seeing you guys Wednesday. Thank you so much. Bye, everyone.
Bye. See ya. So we'll sprint for 20 minutes and then we'll come back and chat for a few more and then finish it off.
Okay.
All right. We'll talk to you guys in a bit. Hello, hello.
Hello.
Hello. How did everybody do? Sorry, I was eating chocolate. How did everyone do on that sprint?
I got another chapter done of Peter Pan and still very much enjoying it.
Excellent. Actually, speaking of that, I bought a book today. It was on sale. It's called Wendy Darling, and it's a retelling of but like it's not a retelling. It's Peter Pan, but the children are grown up. Wendy has her own children now, and Peter comes and kidnaps the daughter.
Is that kind of like that movie that Robin Williams was in? I think it was called Hook.
I don't know. It's a fairly recent book. I bought it for $1.99. It was on sale the other day, and I thought, oh, why not? For that price, I'll give it a try, right?
I got another chapter read, so now I'm on chapter 19. Not quite to the halfway point.
I love when you said earlier about stuff not being on audio, like it was like the biggest inconvenience in the world.
It is.
It's like,
No problem. We have
I bought a book today too, and I got to show you real quick. I went to my library to pick up some stuff, and I usually never go on Saturday, but there was a local author in the lobby selling her books, and she said this is her first published short story, so it's little. They're on Amazon now, and I think she said Barnes and Noble has it too, but anyway, I didn't pay quite that much. I think you can get it for like 11. Anyway, so it's called Secrets Held Within. It is by C.A. Alfonso.
Nice.
And here's the thing. She said it is set in a funeral parlor, and the funeral director, I don't want to give too much away, but let's just say he may be an unsavory character. So it sounds really interesting.
That's extra
but I got to show you. So I got a bookmark with it, and then her daughter makes these little things right here.
Yes.
Have you ever seen these?
My husband made them when he had his 3D printer.
Okay. She makes them with resin and a mold, but here's what you do with them. It holds your book open.
Yeah, I need one of those.
Is that so? I will so I didn't know if this was her design or if she just makes them, but next time I do a book haul, I'll show that book, and I have her information where you can order these. She can make them in all kinds of colors and stuff, and she sells them for like $2 or $3. But yeah, so I've been sitting here just trying it out during the sprints.
It is neat.
See how it works. Yeah.
So
you guys in the chat, have y'all ever seen a little page holder like that? It's pretty cool. Yeah.
How'd you do, Storm?
I got to 61% and sworn to silence by Lynn Castillo. I had to make a decision. It was either finish this one or finish the Building Her Amish Dream.
You made the right choice.
And I have this one on audiobook, and I'm like, I think I have a chance of getting finished with this one tonight. So
the narrator of that series is fabulous. I really like her.
I do like her, though sometimes her voices I get a little confused on. Like her male voices, I think.
Yes.
How are you liking it? I have read that one. That's the first one.
I'm liking it. It's definitely different because it's so gritty. It's like it's kind of like weird because I've only ever read like either a romance Amish or the cozy Amish. So it's kind of been kind of fun.
Yeah, it's not cozy.
Yeah.
No, I think it was the fourth book. I mean, you're not giving much away because each one starts with a murder, right? I think it was the fifth book because I just finished the sixth book. So it was the fifth book. Opens up with this Amish father with his 3 children in the buggy, and they're coming back from town, and the kids are playing patty cake in the back seat, and then all of a sudden this truck comes down the road and just wipes out the whole family. And I'm like, well, that's where we're going with this. All right. Wow. They're really, really well written, like really well written, and there's twists in them. Like that one, I'm like, oh yeah, it's got to be this. It's got to be this. And then it gets, I'm like, oh, didn't see that coming. You know what I mean? So they're really good. But I have 2 hours left on audio of Bromance. Isn't it bromantic? And it just makes me smile. It just makes me smile. So what's going on over here?
So, Mr. Francie, you were since you're reading Peter Pan, have you read any other Peter Pan retellings or anything like that?
No, I am aware that there are some out there, but I've been wanting to read Peter Pan for about 2 years, and I'm finally reading it.
And I've never read it. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say I picked up a copy too, and I still haven't read it. But I love the Dave Barry. I think it's Ridley Pearson, Dave Barry series called Peter and the Starcatchers. So I would recommend that. It's a 5-book series. They're fantastic.
Middle grade, right?
Yeah, and it's a retelling of it's like a Peter Pan origin story. Really good.
Nice.
Yeah.
I've never read Peter Pan, though I want to, but I will say my one and only book that I loved by Christina Henry was her Peter Pan retelling, and it's kind of from Captain Hook's point of view, time of when they met and how they met and all that kind of stuff, and it's called Lost Boy, and it's very dark, and you really like Captain Hook. I mean, he's always been one of my favorite like villains anyway, and so I really like that, but yeah, I gave it 5 stars, and then every other book I've tried by that author I've gave like 2 stars. So it was a wonder.
One time in my 30-year Disney career, I got to play Mr. Simi. It was fun.
Oh, that's fun. So when you say Dave Barry, is that former columnist Dave Barry?
Yeah, he's got middle grade books. He's got adult books. Yeah.
Which one was it? Big Trouble was his like first adult.
That was I've read that. Yeah. And there's a movie of that that was never put on
Tim Allen.
Yeah, and it's on VHS somewhere. I need to I every time I'm in a thrift store, I look through the VHS because I want to find it, but now that I'm on eBay, I need to just see if I can find it on eBay.
I still have a lot of his bind-ups of the columns that he wrote.
Yeah,
they were great. Like there's one he did, like Dave Barry's Book of Bad Songs, is just hysterically funny, and I loved it. You know, if you're into the old 50s and 60s music, you'll really appreciate that book. Yeah,
fun. And he's a Florida author.
He's Miami. Yeah. So hosting National Lampoon's, co-hosting Middle Grade May, and participating in Mr. Francie's Mix It Up Readathon. Since you're here, Mr. Francie, do you want to talk about your readathon? Share it with us?
Sure. So yeah, I'm hosting a readathon this month. Despite the fact that it is Middle Grade May, I did say I would host a readathon in my birthday month. So yeah, in honor of that, I'm doing it. And basically, because I'm an eclectic reader who reads all different types of genres, I wanted to come up with a readathon that has people branching out and reading different things. So it's a bingo board of this or that prompts where, for example, you could read like a cozy or an adult book or a mystery book or a 500-page book or something like that. So diversifying your reading. Yeah.
Oh, I'm definitely gonna have to jump in on that because that's right up my alley.
Yeah, I like Storm's idea. She's doing the bottom row, so there's like a middle grade and a YA and an adult.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Yeah,
I was like, I can do that because I needed to read an adult, and I didn't get through all of my of Gone Dark, which is a young adult survivalist. So I'm like, I'm just gonna save it for that, and then of course middle grade. So I was like, that's a perfect row right there. Thank you.
And I'm still working on the Cozy Up readathon. I'm gonna get all of those prompts done before the year is out.
Elizabeth just does, readathons at her own pace.
Yeah.
That's it. As long as you're having fun, that's what matters.
Yeah. Well, and apparently I'm not the only one. I think it was last year. I forgot even now what it was, but one of my subscribers messaged me or commented several months later that said that they had been working on some prompts, like it was a bingo thing, and they had been working on it all year. They were just going to do it all year. And I'm like, okay, that's
so in December we need to host a readathon that's finish up all your readathons.
Oh, let's do that. Finish up. Let's call it the finish up. # finish up.
I love it.
Finish up your goal. Finish up the readathon promise.
I can't participate though because I only read Christmas books in December.
Oh, that's right. So we have to do it in November.
Yeah, do it in November. Yeah.
So
let's call it finish up before Christmas.
Yeah.
A Christmas readathon would be awesome for December.
I want to do another. I want to do a Christmas romance read. A Christmas. I was thinking like Christmas cozy and romance readathon because cozy mysteries and romance books just play so well into the holiday season. Like, you know what I mean? And I think that would be a lot of fun. So
it's the Christmas cozy category, romance.
We might all have to talk and try and figure something out because it might be a lot of fun.
Sounds good.
But yes,
Yay.
I have to ask Mr. Francis, what date is your birthday in May?
Oh, well, so it's probably going to be the 11th in the US.
Because my dad's birthday was the 16th. And just people born in May, I always have a good connection with because our personalities work well together.
Yay! What month are you born in?
I'm March.
That's my sister. Birthday. She's in March.
Yeah, the beginning of March, the 5th of March.
Nice.
Feel better for Tiffany. I hope she is getting some sleep, that poor girl. Definitely see a romance category readathon. I'll do some thinking about it maybe in July. We'll give a little break from all the readathons in May.
My birthday month.
Oh, yay.
Nice.
My wedding anniversary month, actually. So
yeah, I've been talking about doing in June, just doing something that I'm just going to call just June and just do whatever I want. Nothing structured, just June.
I think it's going to be a catch-up month because I haven't read hardly any of my SAS books. I haven't read my e-arcs that I need to read. I just need to catch up.
Let's not talk about NetGalley.
So I've been talking about doing just June. So then Monique, the ginger librarian, she messaged me and she came up with some prompts for just June. And I was like, no, I don't want anything structured. But I looked at them and they're actually really good. Like she's got June. J is just joy. Do something that gives you joy. Mm-hmm. And so they're really not prompts. They're just like, they're just bouncing off points. But anyway, so, and it was really cool for her to do that. So yeah, for June, I don't want, I may even have to skip Golden Girls and I'm just June.
I'm at that point now with readathons that it's like, I want to like look at the prompts and be like, okay, there's the board that I'm going to read. I'm just going to read. And if I read a book, then I'll look at the prompt board and go, oh, that fits. You know what I mean?
Like, I've been doing that for years. Yeah. I've been doing that for years.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't have any prompts for my February readathon because I'm like, I don't want to have to pick books. I just want to read.
I know. I do kind of like the idea. I was toying around with it this year, but then I didn't do it because I was doing Vlogmas and that was just a whole thing. But I've seen a bunch of people doing like a readathon, but like they pick a prompt every month. So it's one prompt. And then that's the prompt for the month. And then you just read for that. And I kind of really like that idea.
Yeah. Chantel Reads All Day has the
like a word
the
or
one
something
prompt
like that
per month.
We've been doing that with
Go ahead.
Yeah. For the Categorically Romance podcast, we have as Bree refers to it as the Books Club, because we're not reading one book. We picked a theme. So like the month of April, it was Matchmaker. So it was read a romance that has matchmakers in it. And for May, it's Unconventional May. So we're reading books that the characters are unconventional. Like Erin's reading a romance novel featuring a nun.
Well, that's kind of how the scavenger hunt is for Kill Time with Cozies, where we've just got a prompt for the month and or a couple of prompts for the month.
It got to where we were reading too many book ones.
Yeah. You're starting all these series, and then what do, right?
Yeah.
Hungry Eyes. As soon as that was said, I started singing the song too.
Oh, I know.
I would have been disappointed if you hadn't sung it. Yeah. Everybody's saying feel better to Tiffany. I have no clue why, because Tiffany wasn't saying anything. Then I realized I've been about a minute behind. Buggy Reed. I've had that song stuck in my head since the Dirty Dancing Patrick Swayze talk on Storm's Discord the other day.
Yeah. That was just last night, wasn't it?
Yep, that was so good. I knew someone would be disappointed if I didn't. So I screamed really loud outside because there was a little lizard in Macy's water bucket, and I don't like lizards or snakes. Yep. Yep.
I have a kinship to lizards because that was my nickname. Having a name like Elizabeth, that evolved to Liz to lizard. So I've always liked lizards.
Aging myself here, there's a Jim Stratford song, I Don't Like Spiders and Snakes. Wow, thinking about that takes me back.
I don't know that one.
Actually, funny, I'm watching these vloggers. They've been going on since 2016. It's a husband and wife named Kara and Nate, and they travel all over the world. So I've been watching their videos from the beginning, and they're now in Australia. And my parents went to Australia back in the 70s. And years and years later, we were watching a special on like the Animal Planet. And when my mom saw like how many poisonous snakes are in Australia, she's like, if I'd known, I would have never gone. And then everywhere that this couple goes, they keep saying signs, watch out for snakes, watch out for snakes. So the joke was they should just have it like at the airport. But regardless of the snakes and spiders, I want to go to Australia so badly. It's on my bucket list. It's on my bucket list. It just looks so pretty.
Mr. Francie, are there a lot of poisonous snakes around where you live?
No, I think it really depends on where you live. Like maybe out in the country areas or whatever. But I'm very urban, very metropolitan. So no, we don't really have a lot of.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It just seems
just don't go. Just don't go out backing, right?
Exactly. But I mean, I'm arachnophobic anyway, so you know.
Oh man. Same. Yeah, same.
That's a good movie. Have you ever seen Arachnophobia?
No.
Oh, it's fantastic. Talk about, and see, that's my genre of horror movie where one little creature like multiplies and takes over an area. Oh my goodness, I love that movie so much.
Yeah, killer animals are my favorite kind of horror, like books or movies.
Yeah, love it. Love it.
I'm in the shower yesterday washing my hair, and I look up and go, "Oh, hello, spider walking across." I'm like, nope. I
That's
can't.
why I always look up first. I'm like, okay, is there any spiders? No. Okay, we got.
I always, if I see a spider in the shower, I'm like, you stay over there and we're fine.
Yeah.
Move and nothing's gonna happen.
Don't move.
I'm okay with mice. I'm okay with snakes. It's just spiders. They're tricky. They're tricky.
Yeah.
I don't do snakes. I can handle the other stuff. I don't do snakes.
No. My daughter's thing is frogs. She is deathly afraid of frogs, and I'm like, why? It's just everybody's got their thing, you know.
Well, I was bit by a copperhead when I was 2 years old and almost died. So
that'll do it.
Yeah, I don't.
That'll do it. Yep. Yeah. Spiders and clowns for me.
Clowns.
If they do a remake of It with spiders, I'm done. I don't want any part of it. No, they say people who've spent a lot of time in a hospital as a child have a fear of clowns because of the mask. Because you can't see the face. It's like a psychological thing. And I did it. And I'm terrified of clowns.
Huh.
I'm like,
maybe, I was going to say, maybe you had clowns that came and visited you in the hospital.
Possibly. I had one of those little dolls when I was a kid. Like, it was a stuffed clown. And his nose twisted and he played music, right?
Yeah.
My aunt hated him. Every time she would come over to babysit me, she would shove him in the corner. It's creepy.
I had a huge fear of needles because of being in the hospital with the copperhead bite, because I'm sure they had to poke and prod on me a lot with the needles. And whenever I was going into kindergarten, it took 5 nurses to hold me down to give me my booster shot. I was screaming and yelling and just a flower. I was all over it. They're like, just hold down. And I'm like, no. It takes a lot out of me to get a shot. I'm just like, okay, just do it. And I'm like, try to be brave, but I really don't like it.
Right. It's funny. I actually researched it. It's called trypanophobia because I have a fear of needles too. And then with the pandemic and everything, it's like, oh, now we got to get injected. No, okay, fine, but no, but you know, not against it, but don't really want to get needles.
Right.
Yeah, I always said, can I have a pill? That's what I've refused shots at the doctor before, and they'll write it down. She refused a shot because if I'm sick, I was like, I want a pill. Give me a pill.
Yeah, exactly.
I won't tell you about what I went through in February then. I literally had IVs in both arms, hands. They were going after my feet.
I had to have my gallbladder taken out in like 2013, and it was the first ever time that I remember being in the hospital having kind of a surgery of sorts. And they couldn't find my vein. And it took about 4 or 5 different nurses poking and prodding. And it ended up being up here.
Yep.
But then when they had to pump a lot of potassium in me because I didn't have enough or I couldn't do the surgery. So then the surgery was the next day. Well, this like atrophied and got all kind of weird. So they had to take it out and put it up here.
Oh my goodness. Talk about going for the jugular.
And yeah, the doctor's like, don't cry, don't cry. I said, it's not like I'm meaning to. Tears were just coming. It hurt so bad. And I was afraid to move. I was like, there is a needle in my neck. It's like, so yeah, my experience with like surgeries and stuff, I'm like, I never want to go in there again.
When I had when they put the pacemaker in, I was upset. Like I was in tears. I was scared. I was by myself because my husband couldn't be at the hospital. Yeah. Nobody could be at the hospital with me because of COVID. I'm here by myself. I kept thinking, what if something happens? So the anesthesiologist says, we've got to do a gauge needle, which is a thicker needle in your arm to do whatever. And I just looked at him and the tears are just coming down. He's like, we're going to knock you out first. Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you. You are my savior. Oh yeah, I could tell stories that would make your hair stand up. 3 open heart surgeries.
I don't think the people in the chat want them.
Yeah, you guys probably don't watch much of like Dr. Pimple Popper when she starts cutting off the big like masses off of people.
I can't do the pimple popping thing.
Well, lately though, she's been like removing these big giant growths off of people. I was just watching one today where this guy, I don't know how he could breathe. He had these big things that were just like hanging off his face. Aww. And I was watching the surgery. It's like, oh my goodness, crazy.
I'm on page 90 of it.
How far away from books can we get now?
I know it creeps people out. I could talk hospital all day long, but it creeps people out. I'm on page 90 of A Killer Ending by Karen McKierney. Excellent job. 20 more pages, 38% done. Christy said, I finished my book. Good job, Christy. What are you stitching? Oh, yeah. I am stitching. Yeah. I've started a new project because, so it's not much to look at now, but it's actually, I'll show very, very quickly.
Have you ever finished a project?
No. That's a funny question. You're hilarious. You're so cute. I just like starting all the things. But no, this one I do have to finish because it's going to be for my mom for Christmas this year. And she loves cardinals. So I saw this pattern and I had to buy it for her. Come on.
Stupid spam bots again.
Oh, okay. Thank you. I will get it.
Everybody freeze.
It is. It's all cardinals.
Oh, pretty.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that pretty? So, yeah. So
is that what you just started?
Yeah, I just started it. Honestly, spam bots.
Sorry about my dogs.
And it looks like the same one. So it's like, leave us alone.
I should text my husband. What are you doing? Just go back to watching movies. Let's see what we got here. Biggest crush on him when I was probably that Jim Stratford guy.
I'm sorry, Hannah. Hannah says, I'm glad I'm not eating now.
I apologize. I'm sorry.
I'm
sorry. We're sorry for bringing up medical. Just started In the Company of Witches by Aura Lee Wallens. 18 pages and enjoying it. Cozy mystery with B&B owners who are witches. Okay, that's nice.
I know somebody has read that one and liked it, I think.
Okay.
I think it's on my list to try.
Made it to 51%. Presley, what are you doing? Will you stop? The cat's trying to do something. Listen to 7% of A Place at the Table. I'm not going to try and pronounce that name. I'm sorry. Sayawi?
Aruki?
Sounds good. I love a good spin on a retelling. Yes. Sounds good. Who's it by? Oh, the Wendy Darling. I'll have to look it up. AC something or other. I'll have to look it up. Wendy Darling. AC Wise, like the letter A, the letter C, and then the last name is Wise.
Yeah.
I have one. I got mine from the Brendan Novak book group. Oh, she's talking about that thumb thing, Elizabeth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Absolutely agree that Kate Burkholder narrator is great.
Who is the narrator of that? Part of the reason I didn't get to it is because I'm on the wait list on Overdrive. That was the only way I could get it on audio.
Finished the Johanna Lindsay onto A Wolf in Duke's Clothing, which is pretty original so far. Oh, nice. I will have to look that one up. Love a good historical.
Kathleen McInerney?
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Oh, yes. A long time ago, I read it and loved a YA retelling called Tiger Lily by Jodi Lynn Anderson. I honestly don't remember the details, but I absolutely loved it at the time. I believe it was darker. I remember that book going around BookTube. That Tiger Lily book.
So I just went on Overdrive, and now Pray for Silence is available. But I don't want to listen to it now. I want to get into middle grade. I think I will
for next year.
You can suspend the hold and I'll put deliver later. So
I deliver later a lot.
Right. I'm doing Lee's readathon middle grade May and Mr. Francie's Mix It Up, and I'm being ambitious going for a blackout and all. Good for you, Cheryl.
Wow.
You go, girl.
Oh,
I'm like gonna try to get a bingo and a Mr. Francie's and Lee's, and then mostly it's middle grade. I'm like, that's what I'm concentrating on. So
nice.
Nice book fan.
May the 12th, wonderful. My dad's birthday, May 18th. Nice. A lot of good people born in May.
Yeah. My dad's birthday was yesterday.
My oldest daughter is May 7.
Oh, nice.
21 this year.
Wow. There should be a cozy romance readathon in June, since June is a popular wedding month. Actually, Mel, for the Categorically Romance podcast, I think June, our theme is going to be weddings or marriages of convenience or something like that. So
I like marriage of convenience. That's like one of my favorite tropes.
Yeah. I was wanting to do a readathon in June for my birthday month. Yep.
Yeah, do it, Hannah. Awesome.
Lynn, are you working, Lynn? My friend. Dang it, I keep getting calls as soon as y'all start talking.
That's the way.
Right? I was so excited when you said you were watching their adventures, Sarah. I used to watch them and need to catch back up with them. Yeah. Kara and Nate, if you are honestly looking to watch travel vloggers, they are amazing. And many years ago made me watch Arachnophobia to try and cure mine. It did not work.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can't imagine that would work.
I hate mice. Yeah. I don't do arachnophobia. I can't stand snakes. I will hop on a chair and stay there until the snake is gone. The other thing that gets me is cockroaches. I've never seen one in real life, but our old apartment used to spray for them every 3 months. And I'm like, what are you people doing in this building? Because I've never seen one, but it would just creep me out. I love that movie, The Mist, but I hide behind my book during the spider scenes. Never heard that one, and I know now to never watch it.
King? Is that Stephen King?
I think so.
That might be.
Pennywise Therapy Clown. All you see is the red balloon going down the hallway. I'm scared of needles. I'm fine with shots, but a tattoo, it didn't hurt. I'm telling you.
Yeah, see, that's the funny thing. I've been wanting to get a tattoo for quite a while now, and everyone always says to me, but you're scared of needles. What the heck? I'm like, I don't know.
I can tell you in all honesty, and it's not because needles don't bother me. It literally feels like someone's flicking an elastic band against your skin. Oh. That's what it feels like. But if you go near the bone, like this one here, because it goes near that bone, it hurts more the closer to a bone. Yeah. But if you can keep it on flabby, you're fine.
Yeah. I think that's why they say don't get it on the rib cage area.
Mm-hmm. I remember my ex got one on his spine, and I was there for it. And he was sitting straddling the chair like this, and they're tattooing him. And I'm looking at him, and you can just see his face going white. And I'm like, do you need a break?
I shall remain tattoo free.
Yeah. Yes, same here. Same here.
I want to get another one this summer for my dad with something commemorating my dad, right? But the ironic part is that he hated tattoos.
See, to commemorate my dad, I got a license plate. It says Slowpoke.
Oh,
yeah, I was thinking make a plaque.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, when I was in the hospital, a nurse was digging to find a vein and I almost smacked her. Yeah.
Oh,
I'll put up with so much before I finally tell you no. Let's not talk about needles anymore.
Okay,
Ventriloquist dummies.
Ventriloquist dummies.
Oh, they're
I like
creepy.
ventriloquist dummies.
Yes. Let's change the subject. Sorry, guys. Hello, Barbara.
Well, all right, so let's go back to books. I didn't get to finish telling about what all I read for Amish in
share
April.
with us what you read in Amish in April.
Yes.
I didn't read
I interviewed Deborah Torres the first day of Amish in April, and I loved this book. This is book 2. So book 1 is called Forbidden Gift. So I highly recommend. It is my highest rated book on Goodreads. And I mean, it doesn't have that many people who have read it, but I still maintain that any amount of people who have read a book, if everybody but like 1 or 2 people have rated it 5 stars, it must be good. You know what I mean? Yeah. So anyway, and this one also has really good reviews. So I'm very happy about getting this. Also, I did read 2 Beverly Lewis books. I didn't get to read everything I wanted to, but the first one I read was one of her old standalones called The Redemption of Sarah Kane.
Oh, yes.
And this was okay, but it ended too abruptly. It was like all of a sudden, like, what? It's over? But, I enjoyed the read. And then I just got the movie today from the library. It's called Saving Sarah Kane. Nice. And this is from early 2000s.
I think I've heard of that.
Yeah, so I'm going to watch that soon. And then I started the Abrams Daughters series, The Covenant. And this is the one I finished like seconds before this live show started.
That's a nice cover.
Yeah. So this is about a family of 4 daughters. And it's good. It's not all squeaky clean. I mean, one of the oldest daughter, she's on a Rumspringa, and she, gets herself in trouble, and it kind of goes from there. So, it's good. It's good so far.
Cool.
Yeah.
Not like the movie.
Well, is there a movie of this one? I don't know.
No, there's a movie called The Covenant, but I think it's different.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure that's totally different. I'm sure that's a different story. Yeah.
Love.
I only made it through a couple of novellas, and then if I get this one done,
you'll get it done. You'll get it done. I have faith in you.
So I listened to all 3 of the Matchmaker this month.
Wow.
2 of them during the readathon. The first one I read earlier in the month. And if I listen to another audiobook tonight, this is the one I think I'm gonna because I could go ahead and do book 2. I've got book 2 of this checked out, but with the this and that, I figured I would start one from this series and then start one from another series. So this is by Beth Wiseman called Plain Perfect, and I've got this checked out on Overdrive.
And my 2 novellas were cozy, so then this is my like this and that. I had 2 novella cozies.
Perfect. Awesome. You did great.
So I didn't get my thriller done, but I did do like 1 standalone by Beverly Lewis and 1 series book, and then I had 1 cozy, a couple of cozies, and then a couple of romances. So I kind of went back and forth a little bit.
Yeah. I did the cozy. I did the premeditated peppermint, and then I did the novella that comes after it. I read the 6th book in the Kate Burkholder series, so that was my this and that. I did finish building the Amish Dream because I figured I'm hosting this kind of read along. I should really finish the book. And then also the deputy one, and I'm trying to think of what else I read that was Amish. I was gonna start a love-inspired suspense called Amish Refuge, but I got like a chapter into it and I just knew I wasn't gonna get it done. I'm like, let's just put it to the side because I'm not gonna get it finished. So
I read this one.
Oh yes.
I was excited to get at least one love-inspired book read. I started collecting a whole Amish series by Allison Stone, and I haven't started it
she's
yet. But
good.
have you read some of those? So
Yes.
yeah, I want to start reading those next year. I
Yeah,
think
she's
I have
good.
all but one now.
She's good.
Appleseed Creek, or no, that's the Amanda Flower one. Is it Sugar Creek?
Apple Creek something or other, I think.
I feel
Yeah,
like
you're
got
close.
apple in it somewhere.
Yeah,
There's so many
yeah.
apple series.
I do want to finish the building her Amish dream, but I think I might skim a little bit. Just to get
Skim away. Tiffany's DNFing it. I know of a couple other. It was really mixed, whether people liked it or not. So I will not.
I was
feel
wondering.
bad
I was like, I missed the good part where you guys were probably talking about it.
It's fine because
Yeah,
I think I was the only one in here who finished it.
And I will get to it, but I haven't yet. Okay, so Sarah, I've heard you ask a couple times. You wonder how Amish people feel about Amish books.
Yes.
So I was looking back through my footage. I don't know. I put out a really long travel vlog video, and I know probably nobody has watched the entire thing.
I haven't gotten to it yet.
I went to Amish country in Oklahoma, and I went to some Amish owned businesses, and I was just looking back through my footage, and I had forgotten at the last store I went to. It's the one that my brother-in-law said they call the Amish Walmart. It's like a general store. There was a whole aisle of books, and on their shelf was some Cindy Wood Small Amish books.
Really?
And it's the store where the Amish do their shopping.
So they must.
That is an answer to your question there, that apparently they offer Amish books for sale.
My dad goes, Amish write books? I go, no, they're about Amish. He goes, do they like that?
Probably a lot of them too.
Pen, trying to.
Well, the Deborah, Tell Your Dad, the Deborah Torres book is about a girl who is a writer. In the first book, it's called Forbidden Gift. She feels like she has a gift of writing, and she's secretly writing and submitting columns to the newspaper, and nobody knows she's Amish. But they love her. Yeah, and so that's the first one, Forbidden Gift. It's really good. I highly recommend everybody get it. If you can get it on ebook for like $5.99, and then the paperback is like $14.99 or something. But they're really good. Yeah.
Oh, book fan, your brother's a May baby. Oh, okay. Thought you were just finishing work there, Lynn. That's why you never saw them, Sarah. They did all that spraying to keep the roaches away, probably. I didn't live in the best building, let's put it that way. The Mist movie had the most frustrating ending.
Oh, yeah, agree. That was just horrible.
Even the Harry Potter movies with all those spiders is freaky.
I know.
Thank you, Cajun. Tattoos do not hurt. I fell asleep when I got my tattoo on my ribs. It only Interesting.
Okay.
No tattoos for me.
Me either, Anita.
Totally hurt in certain areas. Here. I was so angry with the ending, I guess, of the Mist.
Yeah, that was. Ugh.
Mine is not near the bone, so probably why it didn't hurt. And what books did you buy, Storm? Inquiry minds want to know. Do we get a sneak peek?
Yeah, let's do a book haul.
Romance books. I'll show you a few. I brought some Barbara Cartland books.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
They were like 50 cents a piece. And I bought a naughty book. Why I say I bought a naughty book is because it was published by Playboy.
And you bought a naughty book.
It was 25 cents, so I'm like, 1978 by Playboy. So.
Oh my goodness!
Oh my god, that's hilarious! I'm just picturing you after reading it. This meets my approval.
Playboy paperbacks. That's what it's called. So yeah, I bought
hilarious.
I missed where you got them. I know you went somewhere tonight to a party.
Yeah, we went to a town called Carthage, and where the party was, and there they have an antique and unique, or something like that, flea market or whatever, and it's called the Finicky Fox.
Fun.
And it was funny because the first time I ever went there, the place, when I heard about it, they didn't mention there was books. No mention of books. So I thought, well, we'll go and look and see. They just might have some cool stuff. There's books everywhere.
Oh, nice.
And I'm like, and Harlequins. There's lots of Harlequins everywhere.
Nice.
I'm telling you, I just need to take a U-Haul and just go to the
Yes,
States.
you
And
Come
just go
on
from
now.
state to state. Do you have anything to declare? These books.
Exactly.
I love Melmac.
Scandalous. Scandalous, Storm. Totally
know.
scandalous. I am thinking that is not a cozy. It might be.
They might get cozy.
Yeah. They might.
I was in a Zoom call. Wow.
Wow, it's thick.
Yeah.
So Annie says, I was in a Zoom book discussion with Mindy Steele, who is an Amish writer. She was the only one on the phone, which was a neighbor's phone. So
So
she's
she's
actually
Amish and a
Amish.
writer. Oh, fun.
That is awesome.
Nice.
She was on her neighbor's phone. That's great.
Oh my gosh.
Love it. She probably rode there on her tractor.
They do make cozies for those I even oh Lynn. Oh, Elizabeth. Oh my gosh. Well, that was fun, everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you all so much for joining. It's 9:15 for me. And I need to
I'm
finish.
glad
my
I
book
got to
before
jump
midnight.
on. I was like, we've
Yay,
ate. It's
I'm
time to go now. We've ate.
Oh, she would not appear on video. That makes sense. Yes. Yes.
Who was this? Who wouldn't appear on video?
But Mindy Steele.
Oh, right,
We'll
right,
have
right.
to look her up.
Yeah. Do not make me snort. That makes me think of Are You My Mother? Snort.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, so one thing I didn't talk about, and not only is Middle Grade May happening, but starting tomorrow, hashtag book a day in May for
I was
anyone
going to
who
ask
wants
if
to
you were
read
doing
a
that
book a
again.
day. It can be a children's storybook. My daughter and I are going to be reading Dr. Seuss books again this year. There are so many Dr. Seuss books. We read more than 31 books last year, and I think we can still read another 30, 31 books without even reading any duplicates. So I'm excited.
Wow.
We went to the library today and picked some out, and I went through Goodreads and pulled some out. He's got a few kind of adultish kind of books too. There's one called The Seven Lady Godivas or something like that. It's an adult book. Yeah.
Was it also published by Playboy?
But my library does have a copy. One of the libraries in my county has a copy. I don't know if Emily will be reading that one, but I'll
Right, yeah.
But yeah, we're excited to bring back book a day.
I did get it right on my channel. I said it was both Elizabeths, right? You guys are both.
Yes, you're right.
Book a Day
Yeah,
in
we've
May.
been doing it for a long time, and I thought that was a great idea. Storm said she was going to read Encyclopedia Brown every day. Do you have that many? Are you going to get them on ebook or
No,
what?
I got some I can get on audiobook, and then probably some I've been getting them on overdrive, and I've been putting them on hold. And if they come in too early, I put them back a few days.
Oh.
There's another little kid mystery series. I can't even think of the name of it now, but I read a few of them a couple years ago, and they're really short and so cute about this little boy, and he goes from house to house. He's got a couple of friends, and one girl has a cat. Do you know what I'm talking about? It's a little kid mystery series. Oh my goodness, I can't think now. Anyway, neither here nor there. But anyway, that would be a cute little short book too. But I think Encyclopedia Brown, that's a great idea.
Absolutely.
And Lee's mentioning that the Middle Grade May kickoff tomorrow on her channel.
Yes.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
What time is it? At 6 p.m. Eastern?
4 p.m. Eastern
4
Standard.
p.m.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah.
4 p.m. Eastern. Yes. Be
I
there.
will be watching that
Awesome.
for sure.
I
Awesome.
went to the library today, got a bunch of books, so I'm all set. I've got my stuff
Is it
ready
the
to
Happy
read.
Hollisters, Elizabeth?
I do have a bunch of Happy Hollisters. No,
That's
that's not what I'm talking about, though. No, they're like elementary books. I'm trying to find one now. I've got a bunch on my red
I'm
list. But
tempted to see whether. Oh, you stupid bots!
I know
I'm
he's
tempted
like
to
back
see-
the same one too. It's like
I know, right? I hit block, but they come back.
Yeah, they only get blocked for 5 minutes, I think.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, I was thinking the Babysitter's Club Little Sister books are like,
Yeah.
100 pages and huge print. I could get through 30 of one of those and no problem
Yeah,
at all.
that would be.
They
I'm
would be
hoping
easy to
some of
read.
I can get another Eerie Elementary books. I've been reading that series and it's like super cute. And
Yep.
they're like really, really small too. So that'll help me get through like a book a day.
Exactly. Exactly.
Nice.
All right, everybody.
Through to see if I can find that mystery really quick. I'm sorry, but if you need to go, that's fine. I
Might be some on Hoopla. Yeah, yeah. I know they've been doing some of them as the graphic novels as well.
What's that?
The Babysitter's Little Sister series.
Oh yeah.
Although the only problem is that I never liked Karen. Too precocious for me. I know that's horrible.
Well, you know what they say about Karens,
right? Yeah, she was the original
It started there at the Babysitter's Club.
Started there with the Babysitter's Club. Oh, if I'd thought about it ahead of time, I could have run through 31 Babysitter's Club books.
Yeah.
Really gotten a good chunk of the way through the series. But yeah, no, the 31 books, I'd love to do it, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do it just with the books that I'm reading myself. They're just,
Yeah, that's why I'm
Nate
like,
the Great.
I need little ones, so it's
Nate the Great.
Oh,
is
I've
the
heard of
mystery
those.
Series. That was
Oh yeah, I've heard of that one, but I haven't
Yes.
ever read them. Yeah.
Yeah,
really
yeah.
cute. The author is Marjorie Weinman Charmot, I think is
Okay.
how you say your name. But yeah, they're just little short,
Mhm.
but they're
Mhm.
very cute. Nate the Great, and he solves mysteries.
Fun. And he's got a cat.
Well, his friend has a cat.
right?
Oh,
He's got a dog. His friend has a cat.
nice. So you've got no read. You're just participating, right, Storm, in readathons in May?
I'm
You're not
co-hosting
co-hosting?
He's
middle grade.
co-hosting.
Oh, that's right. You are. My apologies. My apologies.
There's 4: Elizabeth, Tyree, and Storm, and Lee.
So I am not. That's.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, would you like
I
to
am
join us?
sitting back. I'm just participating. But yeah, so
Now,
join the kickoff tomorrow for middle grade May on. Is it on Lee's channel?
Yes, Dark Roots
Brilliant.
Creation.
Yes.
I'll
That's
leave
right.
her linked below as well.
So she's doing the kickoff. I'm going to be doing a Terrific Tuesday. If anybody out there would like to be on Terrific Tuesday, it's at 11:30 a.m. every Tuesday for an hour Eastern time to just chat about middle grade books. We might talk about Newberry. We might talk about just whatever, middle grade recommendations, middle grade mysteries, whatever, the Penderwicks. So Penderwicks read along starts tomorrow. I'm planning to read the first book in about 3 weeks. There's 18 chapters. I'm going to read a chapter a day for the first 3 weeks, and that gives me a day of cushion and a week of cushion in case something happens and I can't do it. And I started a threads on my Goodreads group, which is Lizzie Faye's Comfy Corner. I'm sorry, Storm, what'd you say?
I said I got that one on audiobook, so I'm good to go.
Good. Awesome. Yeah, so you'll probably zip through it faster, but there's threads. So far, I think I just have who's joining in. So go on my Goodreads group and let me know if you're participating. And then I think I'm just going to do one thread per book, like who's joining, and then a discussion thread for the whole book one. So just, if there's spoilers, just say this is going to include spoilers. So, and not break it down any more than that. So
Fair enough.
It's good.
Excellent. Well, thank you all so much for joining. This was so much fun.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun.
Thanks for co-hosting Amish in April. One more year. Was this our 5th year?
We'll do it again next year, and we'll put our heads together a bit earlier in the year and try and figure it out what we're gonna do. And
or not. We might just wait to the last minute.
We said that last year, we didn't do it, so that's the thing.
But just know we'll do it.
That's right. But check the description box if anyone's watching this back after the fact. I'll have everybody's channels listed below, so make sure you follow everybody on YouTube, and I'll talk to you guys all later. Bye everybody.
Bye, everyone.